Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Irvine, California. We are at Great Park tonight in the stadium here at this grand facility down in Irvine for tonight's PBR Spring Classic Tournament matchup between the Huntington Beach Oilers and the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Orange Lutheran coming in at 2-0 on the season after a pair of one-run victories on Saturday and last night. Huntington Beach is 1-1. They lost the opener at home but came back to beat Redondo Union a couple of days ago here at Great Park and looking to keep that momentum here tonight against the Lancers. Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to Great Park. My name is Nathan Percy. A lot of buzz around this matchup here tonight. A big crowd on hand here at the Great Park for Orange Lutheran and Huntington Beach. First time these two teams have met up since 2019. And both Division I powerhouses and always in the playoffs in Division I, looking to get a good start here as they face challenges in each other here tonight. Get you the starting lineups in just a moment, and then we'll get to our pregame guest. We talked with right-handed pitcher Luis Rodriguez before the start of this one here tonight. He may come out of the bullpen, but the start will go to Oliver Santos. It'll be his second of the year here for Orange Lutheran, and he will go up against senior Ben Jacobs for the Huntington Beach Oilers. Jacobs committed to UCLA. Again, Orange Lutheran 2-0, Huntington Beach 1-1. We'll get started about 7 o'clock here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Let's get to those starting lineups here. First for the Huntington Beach Oilers under the head coaching of 22-year skipper Benji Madure. His lineup looks like this. Aiden Espinoza, the junior center fielder, will bat first. Brian Trujillo playing second base will bat second. Ralph Velasquez, the third baseman, will bat third. Dean Carpentier, the shortstop, will bat fourth. Nick Duminil, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Colby Turner, the first baseman, batting sixth. Brad Navarro will bat seventh. He's the designated hitter tonight. Antonio Ventimiglia will bat eighth. He is the senior catcher. And Cade Hart in left field will bat ninth. Once again for Madure's Oilers, that's Espinoza, Trujillo, Velasquez, Carpentier, Duminil, Turner, Navarro, Ventimiglia, and Hart. And, of course, as we mentioned, on the mound for tonight will be Ben Jacobs. On the other side for the Lancers, under the head coaching of 14th-year skipper Eric Borba, his lineup looks like this tonight. Derek Curiel, the center fielder, will lead things off. Casey Borba playing third base will bat second. Mikey Romero, the shortstop, will bat third. Brian Martinez in right field moves up to the cleanup spot tonight. Gabe Miranda, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Richard Tejeda gets his first start here tonight. He's the designated hitter. He will bat sixth. Batting seventh will be Ben Ryland. He's playing left field tonight. Carson Bowen, the catcher, will bat eighth. And Chase Cummings, who is back in the lineup at second base, will bat ninth to round it out. Once again, Oliver Santos, the 1-0 starting pitcher for the Lancers here tonight. Well, once again, a big matchup here, a big-time matchup on the mound, and a lot of firepower, or potential firepower, I should say, in these two offenses. But one guy who will have a major impact for Orange Lutheran again this season is Luis Rodriguez. In his third year with the Lancers and his second year as a starter, his 2020 season was washed away due to the pandemic, but he finished 7-3 last season as the Lancers ace and looks to do so again here. He had his first start of the season washed away thanks to the hailstorm we experienced here on Tuesday night. But he will look to get things going. He's the potential starter on Monday. But before that, he had a media day along with Mikey Romero and Carson Bowen down at J. Sarah Catholic High School this morning. And he is here tonight talking with me. Gave me about 5 minutes of his time before they went to warm up. Without further ado, here is the Lancers ace, Luis Rodriguez.
All right, I'm here with senior right-handed pitcher Luis Rodriguez, a TCU commit and a second-year varsity starter, third year with Orange Lutheran. But again, a good year last year, 7-3, 73 strikeouts in 73 innings. Something about those two numbers that just go together, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
What did you learn about yourself last season? It was the first time you got a chance to have a full season with Orange Lutheran. What did that kind of show you as a player, you as a young man?
Honestly, it just taught me the mental grind of baseball. Pitching 73 innings is not easy, and having the ability to mentally grind those innings out it's wonderful, and it not only helped me like my personal life, but it's also helped me in my baseball life, helping myself grow as a baseball player, but also as a person.
Yeah. A 4-pitch mix, and you've got a cut fastball. It's got some movement on it. You're one of the few that kind of have that ability to throw that pitch here in Southern California. Do you feel that gives you an edge?
I do that. It gives me an edge. I've been throwing it since I was a little kid, so it's nothing new to me, and I've been doing it for a while now, so I'm used to it.
We saw you for one inning in the opener against Gar, and you have that classic bulldog mentality. You're very determined on the mound. Tell me about your focus when you're out there, and what you do to keep yourself in every pitch in every inning.
Well, my mentality going out there is I'm gonna be better than the other team that's across from me. But just dominating, helping the team win is where I'm coming from, and I want more for the team than I want for myself. So being able to help the team is what I'm here for, and loving what I do every day is like how I go about my day every day.
You certainly do help the team in a multitude of ways. Unfortunately, missed out on an opportunity on Tuesday down here at Great Park because of the weather. Have you experienced anything like that? All that hail, thunder, and lightning in your time in California?
I have not. It's actually a very new experience for me. I've never seen hell like that, so it's crazy. First time, kind of hurt. I was gonna go get my baseball bag out of the dugout, and it was just hitting me very hard. So it's new, something new in California, and you didn't expect it. So
it was one of those things where it's like it looked like you were just about finished warming up, and then there was a lightning strike that kind of took place like in left center, and like the team was just like, no, we're just going to go back to the dugout and wait this thing out. Is that kind of how it felt?
100%. I heard it right away, and I just started walking back. I was like, come on. But yeah, I'm just happy to be here and happy to be with the guys. So that's all that matters.
We might see you out of the bullpen tonight. You might get your official first start on Monday. Because of the fact that you missed out on that start on Tuesday, does it still make you feel like you're kind of chomping at the bit to get out there and get that first start under your belt?
Oh, 100%. I just can't wait to get out there and compete, be with my guys and compete. Like I said, compete and compete.
Yeah. Yep. You had two senior pitchers that you started with last year, Chris Canada and Connor Patty. Now it's kind of a new group, including Oliver Santos, who came in. You've got a number of guys who could be the number 3 starter, and a lot of guys who are kind of getting their first appearances on varsity. In terms of leadership, do you relish that role of kind of being the experienced starter coming back, and how do you try to help those around you?
Well, I have the knowledge of being a starter for 3 years already and being on varsity level. Having Oliver Santos behind my back is just amazing. We bounce ideas off of each other, and then we also bounce it off those younger guys that are wondering like how to get better and like what to expect when they get on the field against those high talented people. So just by helping them out on the field and off the field and mentally, like it's amazing.
Yeah. Now you at St. John Bosco were thrust into a position as a freshman where you had to go out and you had to compete, especially at J. Sarah, teams in the Trinity League. For guys who are getting their first appearances, say a Jordan Cole on varsity, J.D. Rodriguez, what do you tell them, if anything, to expect when they go out there?
I'll just tell them to have that mental grit that no matter what, I'm gonna be better than the person who I'm facing, and I would also tell them to locate their spots. That's all they have to worry about. Like, there's a lot of good hitters, but the pitching is amazing as well. Like, you have to locate in order to be successful in this league.
Yeah. Once again, we're here with Luis Rodriguez. Just a couple more questions. After last season, the season that you put together, what were some of the things that you worked on in the offseason to get ready for your final campaign here at Orange Lutheran?
A lot of legs workouts, a lot of trying to get back into a routine, long tossing again, because I know during season it's kind of hard to have the routine that I normally do off season, and just by building the strength that I lost over time, just trying to build that back up and having stamina to go long inning games as well. That's something I really worked on this off season.
Yeah. TCU commit, Carson's going there with you. It's got to feel good to have a battery mate going to the same college that you are, and of course Gabe's going there as well. What made that the right choice for you?
I believe it was just the right fit for me, like the school, the environment, the people that went there, the Christian life. I really wanted that for myself, and I also talking with Carson. I know they wanted Carson and Gabe around, and I know they wanted that as well. And having that support behind you, not only having Gabe and Carson, but also like the coaches supporting me coming here, especially Coach Charlos. He's from California. He went to Fullerton, so having those type of guys and having your back is amazing. That's what I feel like. That's why I felt like it was the best choice for me to go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last question from me. Again, last season, good season. You're the team leader this year. Obviously, there's team goals, and you're a team guy. You want to see a Trinity League championship and try to get a CIF title. Is there anything else that you'd like to achieve for yourself your senior year here at OLU?
I think just throwing a little bit harder.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. I think I'm I'm good, just throwing a little bit harder, being more of a teammate with these guys and helping them grow as athletes and as a person as well.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that radar, and we know to expect big things from you. We're looking forward to it. Lewis, thanks for the time, and best of luck this year.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Once again, Luis Rodriguez on the pregame show. As, again, he's not the starter tonight. He will possibly come out of the bullpen here, but, again, you just hear he's matured here in his senior season. He views himself as a leader. He wants to do everything he can to help his teammates out, and, again, just a bright future for him. And we're looking forward to seeing him get his first start a little bit later on. I think both of these teams coming into this game tonight are just looking to put it all together here. Orange Lutheran has had 2 one-run games in which they really haven't executed to the best of their abilities, and last night was a little bit of a struggle on the mound for the Lancers. They walked 8. They also plunked 4 batters, so 12 free passes given up by Lancer pitching. They're looking to cut down on that tonight here against a Huntington Beach lineup that can put runs on the board. And for the Oilers, they had their own problems with that on Saturday against Alemany. They took a lead over the Warriors, but watched as the Warriors came back with an 8-run inning and ended up going away with an 11-7 victory to perhaps surprise the Oilers in game number 1. But Huntington Beach bounced back a couple of days ago here at Great Park. They got an afternoon slot here, so they were able to get their game in, and they defeated Redondo Union in game number 2 by a final of 5-1. Always a very consistent program under Benji Madure. And they bring another strong roster into this 2022 campaign, including the man who's going to start on the mound tonight, Ben Jacobs. He is committed to UCLA. He's in his senior season, and he's got a good fastball that rests in the upper 80s, can reach the low 90s. The key for him tonight, according to Benji Madure, is can he get his secondary pitches working, his curveball, his changeup. If he can early on, it's going to be a tough night for Orange Lutheran. If not, it might be a tough night for him on the mound. On the other side for Santos, he threw 3 innings of work in the season opener against Gar High School. That was back at Hart Park, and looked good. A 4-pitch mix, a fastball, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. And he had them all working for 3 perfect innings against Gar, 9 up and 9 down, before he made way for Luis Rodriguez, who came in for 1 inning. That was a game in which Orange Lutheran won 2-1. Lancers last night were up 3-1 when an error allowed the tying run to score in the top of the 7th. The Lancers had to walk off after Ayala gifted them a couple of, first of all, gifted them the game-winning run on second due to a throwing error by the shortstop, and then it was an error by the third baseman that allowed the game-winning run to come across to score as the Lancers escaped last night at home with a 4-3 victory. You see the coaches meeting here. That means we're just about set for baseball. Again, we're here at Great Park in Irvine. Conditions much more comfortable than they have been the last couple of nights. It's in the 60s here, and we'll probably dip a little bit as this game goes along. See who the home team is. I don't know if that's been established yet. Huntington Beach is out of the first base dugout. Orange Lutheran, of course, out of the third base dugout. And it looks like the Lancers will be heading out to the field first as they head over towards third base. And we'll get this one underway in just a moment. 2 great head coaches, 2 great programs here tonight, Huntington Beach and Orange Lutheran. The Lancers at 2-0 trying to punch their ticket into the championship game of this inaugural tournament. Huntington Beach looking to keep up their momentum and play spoiler here tonight. Of the 14 teams, there are 4 who remain 2-0 heading into the games tonight. 3 of them are here. 1 of them already played, Alemany, who was 2-0. Playing at Redondo Union this afternoon at 3 p.m. We have not seen a final score from that one yet. But the other 2 undefeated teams are here. Yucaipa is playing on a side field here just to our east, as well as Jay Serra. Jay Serra taking on Foothill tonight. Steve Granado on the call for that one on Mixler.com as well. Search Jay Serra Baseball. But we hope you keep it right here for this one as Huntington Beach and Orange Lutheran are set to do battle here in just a moment. Other game tonight, Yucaipa is taking on Chaminade. That game is taking place at 6:30. Actually, that game's probably already underway over on the side field, and as this game goes along, we'll update you on the schedule for today, the records for all the teams involved. There are 4 who are possibly in line for a championship appearance. I believe it's going to be 6:30 p.m. at Hart Park on Monday for those two who are entered in. The only problem is if there's more than 2 3-0 teams, we're not sure exactly how it's going to be determined who's going to get into the championship game. The only example that I can think of is the Anaheim Lions tournament, in which the 2 teams who are undefeated and have given up the fewest number of runs are allowed into the championship game. We'll see how it plays out here. And the umpire's still talking. Both teams by their dugouts. Orange Lutheran over at third base. Huntington Beach right outside the dugout. Looks like Aiden Espinosa's got a helmet on, so they will be the visitors tonight. Wearing the all-orange unis with Oilers written in black letters across the chest, black numbers on the front and back. And, of course, the black hats with the HB in orange on the forehead. Lancers countering tonight with the alternate black jerseys with the gold Lutheran crest on the upper left side of the chest, red numbers on the front and back, and the home white pants with the red and gold stripes down the sides. Just waiting on the teams to take the field here. Why don't we step aside real quick? We'll be right back with the game's first pitch in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Welcome back to Great Park. The Lancers have taken the field. We're just about set for baseball here on a Thursday night. It appeared Carson Bowen was getting some maintenance done on his padding or something along those lines. He was the last person out to get to the huddle for Orange Lutheran, but he's out there now. He will be working with Oliver Santos tonight here for Orange Lutheran, the transfer who was homeschooled for the first 3 years of his high school career. Will play his senior year here at Orange Lutheran, and again, he is committed to Duke University. No official record for him this year, as he only pitched 3 innings in the season opener, but he has yet to give up a run or a hit this season. He will face off against Aiden Espinosa to lead things off, Brian Trujillo and Ralph Velasquez. Very excited to get this contest underway. Should be an exciting ball game here tonight, and a little bit late here as well, as the previous game in this stadium, Ayala and Gar, took almost 4 hours to complete, and when you hear the final score, you'll realize why. Gar ended up walking off on the Bulldogs by a final of 12-11. Ayala led 11-8 going into the final inning of that contest, and Gar came all the way back, had the bases loaded for much of that inning, and they pushed across the final run on an Andrew Kirchner pop-up into medium-depth left field, just inside the foul line, and Ayala couldn't come up with the catch. The winning run came home from third, and Gar celebrated into shallow center field as they picked up their first victory of the season. Both teams after that game now 1-2. Ayala and Gar, 2 of the more consistent public school programs in Southern California, as 2 is the team on the first base side, Huntington Beach, defending champions of the Sunset Surf League. Made it into the second round of the CIF Southern Section Division I playoffs last year before they fell to Corona on the road. They had an exciting 1-0 eight-inning victory against Santa Margarita in the opening round of the playoffs, but Huntington Beach falling in that second round, looking for higher aspirations here in 2022 as Aiden Espinoza to lead things off. Steps in, the left-hander with the open stance will get ready for the game's first pitch. Here it comes, and it's in there for a strike. We're underway. 7:05 p.m. here at Great Park. And again, temperature in the mid-60s, a bit warmer than we've had the last couple of days. Very comfortable for the players on the field here tonight as Santos, the left-hander, kicks and deals. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Aiden Espinoza, verbally committed to UCLA. He's in his junior season, and he is the table setter here for this Huntington Beach Oilers squad. No balls, 2 strikes. Espinoza bends the knees a bit at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1-2. After Espinoza's at bat, we'll get you the defensive alignment here for the Lancers. On deck is Brian Trujillo. Ralph Velasquez due up in this inning as well. Santos shakes off the first sign from Bowen. Likes the second one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He kicks and deals. Here's the pitch, and that one misses outside. The count is 2-2. Aiden Espinoza against Redondo Union, coming off a 1-for-4 performance in which he scored a run. Again, Orange Lutheran took that, Huntington Beach took that game 5-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one fouled off. Fastball looked to be low and inside, or at least on the inside corner of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains. Huntington Beach 24-5 overall last season. A bit of an interesting season for the Oilers as due to the pandemic, they weren't really allowed to play anybody too far outside of the city of Huntington Beach. In fact, only one opponent who was further than Laguna Beach, and that was Jay Serra. Here comes the 2-2 once again, and Espinoza spoils another one. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. They played 27 games in the regular season, and of those 27 games, they played 10 different opponents. Quite a few games against their league opponents that counted as non-league affairs. Here comes the 2-2 once again. That curveball is in there for a called strike 3, and Santos gets the better of Espinoza to open things up here in the top of the first. Good battle there between the left-handed senior Santos and the left-handed junior Espinoza at the plate. Santos wins that battle. He'll now face off against a righty in Brian Trujillo. The junior playing second base tonight. Trujillo is one of the prospects to keep an eye on this year. Prep Baseball Report had him and Brad Navarro as 2 of the newcomers in the lineup to keep your eye out on. This fastball in there for a called strike. Let's get to that Lancer defense. Carson Bowen, the senior behind the plate. Gabe Miranda, the senior at first base. At second base, Chase Cummings. He's in his senior season. Mikey Romero, the senior at short. And at third is Casey Borba. He's a junior. 0-1. Popped up, and this will drift out of play, 0-2. In left field is Ben Ryland. He's a sophomore. Fellow sophomore Derek Curiel in center, and in right field is Brian Martinez tonight. So again, 3 games, really 4 different lineups that Eric Borba has written out this season, and all 4 of them are different. So he's looking for that combination. We'll see if this one offensively starts to get going in the bottom of the first. Huntington Beach doing the same thing here. A lot of talent at the top of the order here tonight. The 0-2 pitch from Santos to Trujillo. Swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup. And Santos opens up with a pair of Ks here in the top of the first. 2 away and nobody on for Ralph Velasquez. Went right after him there with the 0-2 pitch. Got him on 3 pitches, and now it's Velasquez. A lot of commits here for Huntington Beach. And Velasquez is one of them. Arizona State University. He's verbally committed in his junior season. First pitch coming in from Santos, and that one's in there up in the zone, just below the letters, and the count is 0-1. Huntington Beach has brought a large crowd here tonight, and they do it professionally. They came up and handed us a program for tonight, a 1-page program with the rosters, the coaching staff. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses inside. Velasquez thought about it, but did not go around, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase Cummings playing at the lip of the outfield grass. In fact, it looks like he's just on the outfield grass behind the dirt. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball misses a bit outside. It's 2-1 here on Velasquez. Junior, 6'2", 225. Good size for a man in the number 3 spot. Here comes the 2-1, and that breaking ball misses upstairs, and it's a good hitter's count here for Ralph Velasquez. 3 balls and 1 strike. If Velasquez keeps the inning going, on deck is Dean Carpentier, the starting shortstop for the Oilers here tonight. Santos in a hole. Here comes the 3-1. Swung on and missed. Big swing there by Velasquez, and he comes up empty. It's full. Just underway, top of the first, 2 outs, nobody on for Huntington Beach. Last time these two teams met, they split a doubleheader to open up the 2019 campaign down at J. Sarah Catholic. Here comes the payoff, 3-2, swing and a miss. Velasquez noticed it was outside but could not hold up, and that'll do it for the top of the first inning. A 1-2-3 affair as Santos strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through half an inning of play. Huntington Beach nothing. Orange Lutheran coming up. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. So from one lefty to another, Ben Jacobs will take the mound here for the Oilers, as Jacobs committed to UCLA. One of 2 committed to UCLA here on the roster for the Oilers, and a lot of big things expected of him this season as well. Deep pitching staff for Benji Madur here in his 22nd season. And again, he said the key here, especially early on, is just to calm down the nerves, throw strikes, and control the game. He said freebies were an issue in the first couple of outings. Hoping to bring those down here tonight, and Ben Jacobs will work with Antonio Ventimiglia behind the plate against a Lancer lineup that hasn't really put it together yet here in 2022. They've been able to put up enough runs to win ball games, but they haven't found that combination that has strung hits together so far here in 2022. And Borba said he did like the fact that they took better at-bats against Ayala than they did in the opener against Gar, but again, they needed to walk that one off in order to come into this one with a 2-0 record. So we'll see what the Lancers can do here tonight. See how Ben Jacobs deals with that Lancer lineup. Again, the key for him is going to be his secondary pitches, according to his head coach. If he can get those working early, it's going to be a good night for him. And Orange Lutheran might have some issues trying to get runners on base. So we shall see, as he's just about ready to go here in the bottom of the first inning. Derek Curiel, Casey Borba, Mikey Romero due up to lead things off here for the Lancers in the first. Curiel had a hit in last night's game and drove home 2 in that game against Ayala. Gave the Lancers a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the third inning. He and Gabe Miranda were the 2 that put the Lancers up 3-1. Miranda hit a long, towering home run to right field at Hart Park in the 4th inning before the Bulldogs were able to put up 2 in the 7th to tie it. Here comes the first pitch, and that one just misses here on Curiel. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Curiel about 6'2", 6'3", verbally committed to LSU. Here comes the 1-0. This one a ground ball hit sharply but foul down the first base line. 1 ball and 1 strike. Really the best that the Lancers have shown offensively might have been that half inning they played here against Ayala before all that hail came down. They got 3 runners on base in that inning as this 1-1 misses a bit low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. When Curiel came up in the 3rd inning last night, he had the bases loaded, and he hit a bloop shot out to left field that might have been misplayed a bit by the left fielder out there, as it landed just below his outstretched glove. 2-1, strike on the outside corner, make it 2-2. Ben Jacobs, 6'1", 190. Looks like he's got, again, pretty good velocity on the fastball. Upper 80s is where it rests. He can dial it up into the low 90s if he needs to. Left-hander kicks in, deals. Here comes the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Beautiful looking pitch there from Jacobs, and Curiel goes down on strikes. One away, nobody on, and Casey Borba will be the next man up here for Orange Lutheran. So 4 batters have come to the plate here in this one, and all 4 have struck out so far. See if Jacobs can keep that up here with the right-hander at the plate. Borba moves up a spot to hit second. In fact, he and Romero staying in the 3rd spot. Borba moving up 2 spots tonight to hit second. First pitch from Jacobs. That one's low and inside. The count goes to 1-0. Borba about 6 feet, 6'1". Verbally committed to Texas in the offseason. And he had an RBI and went 2 for 3 in the season opener, 0 for 3 last night. Here comes the pitch, and this one popped up foul to the right-hand side. And the count goes to 1-1. While Borba's at the plate, before I forget, I got a little note before the start of this one. That is little sister McKenna celebrating a birthday today. So McKenna Borba, very happy birthday. 16th birthday for McKenna. Happy birthday from us here at CA Sports Zone, as this one is launched into deep center field. And out there to make the catch is Aiden Espinoza for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. Mikey Romero will head to the plate with nobody on. Again, very happy birthday to McKenna Borba, daughter of head coach Eric Borba and Cindy Borba. Very happy birthday from us. Jacobs now dealing with another left-hander here as Romero steps into the plate. Here comes the first pitch and a hard-hit ground ball. 2-hopper right to the first baseman Turner, who will take it to the bag himself. And that'll do it for the bottom of the first inning. Another 1-2-3 affair. This time for Ben Jacobs. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through 1 here at Great Park in Irvine. No score between Orange Lutheran and Huntington Beach. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Top of the second we go here at Great Park in Irvine. No score between Orange Lutheran and Huntington Beach, as the Oilers will send up the middle of the order here against Oliver Santos, who struck out the side in the top of the first. It'll be Dean Carpentier to lead things off. Nick Duminal and Colby Turner also due up here in this inning, as the Oilers try to get a runner on base here against this long, lengthy left-hander for Orange Lutheran. Again, a guy who likely is known on the travel ball circuits, but in terms of the high school season, this is his second appearance in a high school regular season, as again, he comes in a transfer his senior season. He'll be going to Duke University next year. Here comes the first pitch to Carpentier. This one popped up. This will drift out of play to the right-hand side, and the count goes to 0-1. He's got good poise. He definitely has good stuff on the mound. Oliver Santos has cruised through 4 innings of work across 2 games so far here this season. Carpentier stands in his junior season, 6'3", 180. He bends the knees a bit, holds that bat handle about chest high as the pitch comes in, and that one's in there for a called strike at the letters. It's 0-2. Again, this PBR Spring Classic pitting 14 of the best high school programs in Southern California together. It was supposed to be a 16-team tournament, but Two teams bowed out several months in advance, and they decided to just go with 14 and make it pool play for the first 3 games, as this one is fouled off, and Carpentier stays alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. So far, there are 4 2-0 teams, 6 teams at 1-1, and 4 who are 0-2, at least heading into the action today. So it has been balanced to this point. Here comes the 0-2 once again from Santos. Fastball overpowered him, swing and a miss. 4 up, 4 down, all on strikeouts. And with 1 out, nobody on, Nick Duminal will be the next man up. Again, the 4 undefeateds to this point: Orange Lutheran, Jay Serra, Ukaipa, and Alemany. Again, Alemany took on Redondo Union earlier this afternoon. Alemany really the only team, actually no, I take that back. They played here yesterday, but the only team out of those 2-0 teams who didn't get a night game here at Great Park. But maybe they'll get a night game at Hart Park on Monday if all goes well. Here comes the first pitch from Santos to, Nick Duminal. That one's up and away to the right-hander, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Duminal, 6'1", a very specific 193 pounds, as this one is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. He is committed to Cal Baptist University out in Riverside. Right-hander appears to have an even stance at the plate. Rests the bat just about on the shoulder here as the 1-1 comes in. Another swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. This defense is going to have to find a way to stay focused here if Oliver Santos is just going to blow it right by these hitters and strike them all out. Here comes the 1-2. Another fastball and another swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Santos to start up the ball game. And with 2 outs and nobody on, next up will be Colby Turner. That is the definition of cruising through the first 2 innings so far, as Turner, another right-hander, will step in here for Huntington Beach. Against Gar, Santos again went 3 innings as he sets with the first pitch here on the right-hander. It's up and in. Shying away from it there is Turner. It's 1-0. He struck out 5 of the 9 batters he faced, and including striking out the last 3 in the 3rd inning before he gave way to Luis Rodriguez. So picking up right where he left off. Here comes the 1-0. That one's in there for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So when you put all that together, dating back to Saturday, he has struck out the last 8 batters he's faced. Looking to make it 9 here. Turner trying to do something about it. Here comes the 1-1 upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Ukaipa and Chaminade playing on a side field, and Jay Serra against Foothill on a second field just to the east of us beyond the right field fence tonight. Here comes the 2-1. Upstairs again, 3 balls and 1 strike. Santos has glanced down at the front of the mound there as if maybe he's losing his footing there at the release point, and the count is in Turner's favor, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Brad Navarro as the 3-1 comes in from the senior left-hander. Swung on and missed. It's a full count, 3-2. Brian Martinez to lead things off in the bottom of the 2nd inning as Oliver Santos tries to get him there. Derek Curiel playing well off into right center field, anticipating that Turner will not be able to catch up to a fastball from Santos. This one foul tipped straight back, and we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, that got some of the some of our cameras with the coach's radar on that netting behind home plate. Looks like they're hanging in there for now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up here with 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 2nd. Santos kicks and deals, and this one a check swing, and they say that he did not, or he did go around. Bowen picks it up, will throw it over to first, and that will do it. 6 up and 6 down, 6 strikeouts for Oliver Santos. This one with a little help from his catcher, and he's out of the inning unscathed. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 1.5 here at Great Park in Irvine. No score between Orange Lutheran and Huntington Beach. This is Lancers baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Well, baseball fans, are you looking for a reliable, cost-effective commercial cleaning company in Orange County? Then contact Jet Clean Janitorial at jetcleaninc.com to handle all your commercial cleaning needs. Jet Clean, the finest and the fastest, guaranteed. Lancer baseball sponsor K-Zone Training Center is an indoor baseball and softball training facility located in Yorba Linda. Open 7 days a week. It offers 5 lanes, including 2 with pitching mounds and hack attack machines, 3 tee hitting areas, and hit tracks. Appointments can be booked online at kzonebpcages.com. That's kzonebpcages.com. K-Zone Training Center. Book your appointment today. So as we head to the second inning, Orange Lutheran will send up the middle of the order here against Ben Jacobs. It was a 1-2-3 inning for the senior southpaw. In the bottom of the first, 1 strikeout, a fly out to center, and a ground ball out to first. He'll face off against Brian Martinez, Gabe Miranda, and Richard Tejeda. And I apologize in advance. We will set up the defensive alignment for Huntington Beach after the first batter in this inning. I realize I forgot to do that in inning number 1. So after Martinez is at bat, I've got a little note here to make sure we go around the horn for the Oilers. Jacobs stands tall on the mound, his right shoulder pointing between the Lancer dugout and home plate as he kicks and deals the first pitch to Martinez. This one in there for a called strike, dropped there by Ventimiglia, but in the zone nonetheless. It's 0-1. Martinez had a multi-hit game in last night's affair against Ayala. He ended up going 2 for 3, reached base 3 times, and scored twice. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2. Pardon me, he scored once. He was pinch run for by Noah Rodriguez in the 7th inning, who ended up coming around to score the game winner. But it was Martinez who reached base initially by putting the ball in play and getting a a throwing error by the shortstop, Ty Borgonio, to get on base. This one a bit upstairs. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Huntington Beach going with the bright orange on the field here tonight. They've got a couple of cool color schemes as this curveball stays upstairs and Martinez evens it out 2-2. They've got all black uniforms. They've got all dark gray uniforms. And they've got the all whites as well. Huntington Beach colors, of course, orange and black. Here comes the 2-2, and that pitch is just a bit outside. Believe that makes it a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard currently says 2-2. I think it's 3-2. I think he's battled it back full. Here comes the pitch from Jacobs. Fastball, and that one misses low. He loses him, and Martinez becomes the first man to reach base for either side tonight as he walks to lead off the bottom of the second. Good awareness there for Martinez. Fell behind 0-2 and worked the walk here on 6 pitches, and that'll bring up Gabe Miranda. So for the Oilers, as we mentioned, Antonio Ventimiglia, the catcher tonight. Colby Turner playing first base. He's in his junior season. Junior Brian Trujillo at second. Junior Dean Carpentier at short, and Ralph Velasquez, the junior, at third base. In left field is Cade Hart, a senior. In center field is Aiden Espinoza, a junior. And in right field is senior Nick Dumino. First pitch in on Miranda misses off the plate. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Coach Benji Madure has to love the fact that he's got an all-junior infield, a unit that will stay together this year and next year. Here comes the 1-0, and that one misses a bit low and outside. Good job there by Miranda, who put up the stop sign for Martinez as it didn't bounce far enough away from Ventimiglia for him to comfortably get to second base safely. 2 balls, no strikes on the man who hit the first home run for the Lancers last night at Hart Park, Gabe Miranda. Here comes the pitch, and that one is in there about knee-high. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Miranda so far this season has a hit in each game. He's batting .333. In fact, he and Sawyer Vortman were the only 2 to come into tonight's contest to have at least 1 hit in each ball game so far. Here comes the 2-1. This one lifted high and drifting foul down the first base or right field line. That will get out of play. The count goes to 2-2. No Lancer had more than 2 hits coming into tonight's action. I believe there were 5 who had 2 each. There were 5, Romero, Borba, Miranda, Martinez, and Vortman. 2-2. This one thrown over to first, and Martinez back in safely. Romero and Borba had multi-hit games in game number 1 against Gar. And it was Martinez who collected a pair of hits in game number 2 against Ayala. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The left-hander with the open stance awaits the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. Miranda goes down on strikes on a good curveball there by Jacobs. And that'll be the first out of the inning. 1 on, 1 out. Richard Tejeda will take his first hacks here in the 2022 season as he heads to the plate. So Tejeda, who is the backup catcher behind Carson Bowen this season, makes his way to the plate, has changed his number this year for his junior season. Last year wore 32, I believe. Now he's wearing 24. Here comes the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Actually, he wore 42 last season. Now he's reversed those numbers, 24. Evan Miranda's wearing 42 this time around, or 45, depending on which jersey he's wearing. No balls, 1 strike as Jacobs will toss it over to first to check in on Martinez. Richard Tejeda, a right-hander, stands about 6'1", bends the knees at the plate a bit. Had a couple of good games for the Lancers last year. Had a knack for finding doubles down the right field line. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. The count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Jacobs, after walking the leadoff man, Brian Martinez, has started to find a groove here in the bottom of the second inning. Did fall behind Miranda 0-2, but came back to strike him out. Now he's ahead of the count here on Richard Tejeda. Ben Ryland, the left fielder, on deck as this curveball bounces in the dirt. And it's corralled there by Ventimiglia, keeping Martinez at first. It's 1-2. Orange Lutheran again will battle in the Trinity League. They had their media day today down at J. Sarah, so all 6 coaches and 3 players from each team got a chance to speak with reporters at J. Sarah Catholic. Here comes the 1-2. That pitch misses low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orange Lutheran represented this year by Mikey Romero, Luis Rodriguez, and Carson Bowen. And naturally, of course, those were the first 3 people we talked to here on CA Sports Zone as well. We'll try to get around to everybody this season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jacobs looks at first. Here's the pitch, and good recognition there by Tejeda. Thought about it, but kept the bat on the shoulder and let the curveball bounce in the dirt. The count goes full, 3-2. Believe in years past they've held a media day for public schools as well, and I think Huntington Beach has been a part of that in the past. We'll have to see if they do that again this year. Here comes the 3-2, and this one is swung on and missed. Tejeda goes down on strikes, and Jacobs gets it right after 3 straight off the plate to come back and strike him out. Tejeda becomes the 3rd strikeout victim by Jacobs this evening, and with 2 outs and a runner at first, it'll be Ben Ryland due up next. These 2 teams really have been 2 of the most consistent over the last 10 years in Southern California. Huntington Beach got a CIF championship in Division I back in 2015. Orange Lutheran still looking for its first one. As this fastball's upstairs from Jacobs on Ryland, the count goes to 1-0. Orange Lutheran's been to the semifinals twice in the last 3 years. Last year, of course, and back in 2018. 2020 was really a year that they were picked by many as being favored in Division I, at least in the Trinity League for sure, with guys like Max Rajic and Christian Rodriguez. And a whole host of returning guys in the lineup as the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be as the pandemic shut us down after 8 games that year. Huntington Beach, I believe, went 6-3 in that shortened season. The 2-0, this one in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. But Huntington Beach really has been the class of the Sunset League over the last decade. And they've had some really powerful teams in those years as well. 2017 is the one that stands out the most. Here comes the 2-1, and that pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 2-2. You look at guys like Hagen Danner and Nick Prado, both who are looking to crack Major League rosters this year. Danner with the Blue Jays and Prado with the Royals. And they were upset in the playoffs that year in the quarterfinals by El Dorado. Here's the 2-2, runner breaking for second. It bounces in and it bounces away from Ventimiglia. And Martinez is able to make it to second base safely. So a runner in scoring position now and a full count on Ben Ryland. As Ben Jacobs works with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. No score between Huntington Beach and Orange Lutheran. 1 base runner combined for both teams. He's on second base right now. Jacobs and Santos have been dueling so far. Here comes the payoff pitch. This one lined into left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Martinez rounds third. He's going to come home to score, and Ryland comes up with an RBI base hit here in the bottom of the second inning. That's got to feel good for Ben Ryland. A big RBI early on in this one as he deposits it into medium depth left center just out of the reach of Aiden Espinoza. The Lancers strike first. Here in the bottom of the second, it's 1-0. And Martinez on the run on the previous pitch. Picked a good one to run on as well as he got himself into scoring position, and that's how you manufacture a run there for Orange Lutheran. That brings up Carson Bowen, who watches the first one low and inside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bowen looking for his first hit here in 2022. Batting out of the 8th spot here tonight. He hit 2 in the air and grounded out to short last night against Ayala. 1-0, they're going to throw back to check on Ryland, who's got decent speed over there at first. This is the earliest in a ball game that Orange Lutheran has scored a run. Of course, we are just in game number 3. In the opener, it took them until the bottom of the 5th to get a run on the board. Last night, 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. Bowen will take time here. He's ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strikes, as Ben Jacobs works out of the stretch. Defense playing straight up here. Here comes the 1-0. Upstairs and outside, the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. You're talking about this Huntington Beach team, defending league champions in the Sunset Surf League, where they went 9-0 last year. All 3 of the remaining teams had losing records in league play. 4-5, I think, was good for second place by Los Alamitos. Edison 3-6, Fountain Valley 2-7. All of them consistently good programs out of the coastal area of Orange County. Another check on first, and Ryland's back in safely. Here comes the 2-0. Swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-1. Good fastball there from Jacobs as he tries to get back into the count. Again, bottom of the second inning, Orange Lutheran striking first, 1-0 Lancers. 2 outs in the inning with a runner at first. Jacobs trying to get out of the inning. The bottom of the order will be due up for Huntington Beach in the top of the 3rd. Jacobs looks at first and will fire over there as Ryland was dancing a little bit, making him a bit uncomfortable on the mound. Jacobs and Jack Smith both pitched in Game 1 against against Alemany. Game that Alemany would wind up winning 11-7. Here comes the 2-1. That fastball misses a bit low and outside. It's 3-1 now here on Carson Bowen. On deck is Chase Cummings, the number 9 man. Jacobs trying to find the strike zone once again. Good hitter's count here for Bowen, who came into this season after a junior campaign at 230. Here's the Throw down to second base, and Ryland has a stolen base. It was a swing and a miss on a breaking ball there from Jacobs, but Ryland was on the move, and he steals second base. Another runner in scoring position here for the Lancers as Carson Bowen now deals with a full count. Talked about the batting average in the 230s for Bowen, but his on-base percentage brought him all the way up to 434 with his patience at the plate. Ryland now at second. Jacobs checks him twice. Here comes the payoff pitch. This one upstairs, popped up foul, and this will drift out of play. It remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bowen about 5 feet 11 inches tall. 4-year starter here for the Lancers, and that leadership definitely means something. That experience will help the younger group of players, especially guys like Ryland at second base. Bowen's played a number of positions for the Lancers over his 4 years. He's also pitched for them. Here comes the payoff once again, and that one bounces in. Bowen heads down to first. This one skips under the legs, and Ventimiglia can't find it for a while, and Ryland gets over to third. And now there's runners on the corners here for Orange Lutheran for Chase Cummings. Ventimiglia thought it went towards the backstop. It stayed near the right-handed batter's box. And now Huntington Beach will have a meeting on the mound here as Ben Jacobs once again in a bit of trouble here in the bottom of the second. 1 run across. The Lancers have another 90 feet from the plate. And Chase Cummings coming up in just a moment. It's 1-0 Orange Lutheran here in the bottom of the second. This is Lancers baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Well, while we have a moment, we'll remind you a sponsor of Orange Lutheran baseball, Superior Truck Supply, is the leading provider of family-owned heavy-duty truck parts in the Los Angeles and Orange counties. Again, that's Superior Truck Supply, proud sponsor of Orange Lutheran baseball here this season. Couple of parting words for the pitching coach here as he makes his way back to the dugout. Ben Jacobs now dealing with the right-hander Chase Cummings. With 2 outs and runners on the corners, Orange Lutheran with a 1-0 lead and an RBI base hit by Ben Ryland earlier in the frame. Cummings did not play in last night's game. Shows bunt, gets this one down the third base line. Scoring is Ryland if Cummings can beat it out, and he does. Squeeze bunt there for Chase Cummings works. It's a 2-0 Lancer lead. Recognized that one right away as he saw the third baseman Ralph Velasquez playing deep. Decides to take a chance there, lays it down perfectly. The grass here at Great Park perhaps a little bit longer than some other ballparks in the area, and Cummings taking advantage of that. It's an RBI for him, his first of the year, and Orange Lutheran now with a 2-0 lead. Stopping at second is Carson Bowen, so still a runner in scoring position as we head back to the top of the order. Jacobs looks at second, Here comes the pitch. It's upstairs, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Derek Curiel at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out to open up the bottom of the first inning. Jacobs had been cruising here after walking Martinez to open the frame. He struck out the next 2. Then Martinez stole second base on a pitch in the dirt, and on the very next pitch, Ryland hit a line drive into left center field to score him from second base, and Orange Lutheran has put the next 2 on. Curiel ready to go. Wide stance for the left-hander. Here comes the pitch, and that breaking ball misses inside. The count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Derek Curiel was in the cleanup spot in the opener. Then before game 2, Coach Borba recognized, no, you know what, leadoff is where he needs to be this season. Here comes the 2-0. Fastball misses a bit low and outside. 3-0 here on Curiel. One for 4 in the young season coming into the ball game is the sophomore center fielder. Jacobs looks back at second. Here comes the 3-0. Fastball in there for a called strike. No offer from Curiel, 3-1. Still a good hitter's count here for the sophomore. On deck, should he keep the inning going, is Casey Borba. On at second base is Carson Bowen. Over at first is Chase Cummings. 4 men have reached base for the Lancers here in this inning, and 2 have come across. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jacobs checks the runner at second, fires to the plate, hits the outside edge with the fastball. It's now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This has been a long half inning for the Lancers offensively. Wonder if that's going to affect Santos when he comes out for the top of the third. Jacobs just trying to get out of it to get his offense an opportunity to get back into this one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Both runners on the move. This one popped up foul off the screen, and the count will remain full, 3-2. Likely see them in motion again on this upcoming pitch. Curiel will see a 7th in this at-bat. Again, for the Oilers, it'll be Brad Navarro to lead things off in the top of the third. Jacobs has his sign, looks back at second, and will bluff a throw as Bowen gets back to the bag. Again, these two teams have met up 12 times since beyond the 2004 season, I should say, so 2005 and later. Orange Lutheran has an 8-4 edge in those games. Here comes the 3-2 once again. Both runners on the move, and this one foul tipped. Catcher could not hang on to it, and Curiel will stay alive. Count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Some big games between these two as well. Again, the last time they met up was another one of those weird opening games in which there were a lot of free passes by both sides. Huntington Beach took the opener 8-7. Orange Lutheran came back and took the second game 8-2. As the payoff pitch comes once again. This one popped up in the infield, and that will fall foul. Velasquez gave it everything he could, and just out of his reach, a diving attempt. And it comes up just short. Jacobs will have to throw at least one more pitch as the count remains full. Again, that doubleheader back in 2019 taking place down at J. Serra because that was the all-turf field, a new all-turf field, and there's a lot of rain going on in Southern California that week, and a lot of games had to be pushed back. Here comes the payoff once again. It's outside. Curiel will take it and walk down to first, and the base is now loaded here for the Lancers for Casey Borba. Boy, what a battle there between Curiel and Jacobs. Curiel spoiled a couple of 2-strike pitches to earn that walk, and now he's over at first as Bowen moves up to third and Cummings over to second. Casey Borba 0 for 1, but he hit a fly ball deep to center field his first time up. The junior will step in, a prime RBI opportunity here for him as Jacobs deals a curveball in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Again, a couple of other big spots in 2014, I believe it was. No, 2016. These two teams met in the second round of the CIF Southern Section Division I playoffs at Huntington Beach High School. It took 8 innings, but Orange Lutheran was able to come away with a 4-3 victory. Here comes the 0-1. That one misses low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nathan Flores scored the game-winning run in that contest. 2014, that was the year that we were introduced to Hagen Danner for Huntington Beach, starting as a freshman. Came out in relief in that game. I believe Noah Davis started that one off. It was a tournament game. And Hagen Danner came in and dominated the final 2 innings as Huntington Beach won 2-1. 1-1 pitch here, that curveball upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. Orange Lutheran took a early season game at Hart Park in 2015. A game that had a lot of hype. Orange Lutheran ended up winning that one 5-3 as Zach Busalaki, actually take that back, that was 2017. He hit a homer in that one. This one popped up towards medium deep right field. Camping under it is Nick Duminal, and he will make the catch as the Lancers leave the bases loaded, but they score 2 here in this inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. We're through 2 here at Great Park in Irvine. Orange Lutheran now with a 2-0 lead over Huntington Beach. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. We'll be right back with more here from Irvine. Top of the third inning we go here at Great Park in Irvine. 2-0 Orange Lutheran over Huntington Beach. The Oilers will send up the bottom of the order here against Oliver Santos. It'll be Brad Navarro, Antonio Ventimiglia, and Cade Hart due up in this inning as Santos has cruised through 2. However, he is having to toss here with his shortstop Mikey Romero as he had to sit for quite a while as Orange Lutheran went to work with the bats in that bottom of the second inning. They sent 8 men to the plate against Ben Jacobs and brought across 2 runs and left the bases loaded. But Orange Lutheran strikes first. Now it's Huntington Beach who will try to get back into it as Brad Navarro makes his way to the plate. A junior playing as the designated hitter here tonight. He's hitting for his pitcher, Ben Jacobs, and again, he is the second of the 2 perhaps newcomers in terms of being inserted into the starting lineup, who are expected, or anticipated I should say, to pay big dividends for the Oilers this season. Here comes the first pitch from Santos. That one low, a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. He and Brian Trujillo were named by Prep Baseball Report as 2 other players to watch this season for the Oilers. 1 ball, no strikes. This one a bit low as well. It's now 2-0 here as Santos has sat down the first 6 that he has faced so far tonight. Right-hander Navarro awaiting the 2-0. Here it comes, and this one is in there as he took something off it. It's 2-1. Again, Brad Navarro, Antonio Ventimiglia on deck. He had an older brother in the program not long ago. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of fastballs so far from Santos, and it's been working, so why not? Two and two, Santos ready to go. Here's the pitch, and that fastball misses a bit low. It's 3-2. And this Huntington Beach team is not one to get comfortable against. They can put up runs in a hurry as well if given the opportunity. Payoff pitch, 3-2. And that one misses low and outside. And Navarro checked his swing, did not go around, and he becomes the first Oiler to reach base here tonight. And that breaks up a streak of 9 consecutive strikeouts dating back to Saturday for Oliver Santos, as he allows a leadoff base runner here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Antonio Ventimiglia, and we'll see what Benji Madur decides to do here with the base runner. In this part of the lineup, hoping to do good things to turn it back over to the top portion. Aiden Espinoza would also be due up in this inning if the runner stays on base. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1. Antonio Ventimiglia did not play against Redondo Union. He gets the start here tonight. Right-hander bends the knees at the plate. Older brother Dominic played in this program a few years back. Here comes the 0-1. That fastball misses a bit outside. The count goes to 1-1 strike. Cade Hart on deck. Again, good-sized crowd here at Great Park tonight. The marquee matchup here in day number 3 of the PBR Spring Classic. 1-1 strike. Santos looks at first, fires to the plate. This one chopped foul straight back, actually more towards the third base side, and the count goes to 1-2 strikes. Other games that were played today in this tournament. As we mentioned, Alemany taking on Redondo Union today. Redondo Union came into this one 0-2. They hosted today an afternoon ball game. Here comes the 1-2. This one fouled straight back. Slider, it appeared, from Santos that Ventimiglia was able to get to and keep himself alive. Count remains 1-2. As we also mentioned, Ayala took on Gar. You heard about the final in that one. 12-11 walk-off victory for Gar. Harvard Westlake took on Capistrano Valley today. And Miracosta took on Corona. Those were the 3 p.m. games this afternoon. Santos looks over at first, fires the 1-2 once again. Upstairs, it's 2-2 strikes. The nightcaps tonight, Chaminade taking on Yucaipa. Jay Serra taking on Foothill. And, of course, here we have Orange Lutheran taking on Huntington Beach. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner on at first is Brad Navarro. Kick and deal here for Santos. That one bounces and skips away from Bowen. And Navarro will head to second base. He'll stay there as the ball went towards the third base side. And Huntington Beach now has a runner in scoring position and a full count now here on Antonio Ventimiglia. So perhaps that extended sit for Santos having an effect on him here in the third. Temperature has dropped a little bit as well. By the way, went down towards the dugout before the game. It is 10 degrees cooler down there than it is up here as this one is swung on and missed. A fastball up in the zone. And Ventimiglia becomes strikeout victim number 7 in the ball game tonight with 1 out and a runner at second base. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, Cade Hart. Long battle with Santos there as he wins that one. Double check that temperature right now. And we're looking at 58 degrees, so it has dropped into the upper 50s here tonight. Last night it was around 55, 54 for most of the game at Hart Park as the first pitch comes in upstairs. And the count is 1-0 strikes here on Cade Hart, the number 9 batter. 1 for 2 with a run and RBI. He also earned a walk in Tuesday's game against Redondo Union. Here comes the 1-0. That went in there for a strike. It's 1-1. So we mentioned Jay Serra, Orange Lutheran, Yucaipa, and Alemany, the 4 2-0 teams. In the middle at 1-1, Corona, Ayala, Harvard Westlake. They won on Saturday but lost on Tuesday or Wednesday. Huntington Beach, Foothill, and Chaminade all lost on Saturday but came back to win their second games. Here comes the 1-1. That went in there for a called strike. It's 1-2. And at 0-2 are Capistrano Valley, Gar, Miracosta, and Redondo Union. Of course, those might have changed depending on the action today. In terms of the run differentials, right now Jay Serra, after 2 games, was at 16 runs for and 4 runs against. Santos will check back at second, nothing doing. It's 1-2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the third. Orange Lutheran with a 2-0 lead. Brad Navarro, who walked to lead things off, is on at second, and Cade Hart is at the plate here for the Oilers. Here comes the 1-2. There goes the runner to third. This one popped up. Could be playable in foul territory, and that will skip off the netting and will be out of play. Count remains 1-2 strikes. Going back to second base was Navarro. Again, a 12-run differential for Jay Serra through 2 games. Orange Lutheran, only a 2-run differential. They had 2 one-run ball games to open up the season. 6 runs for and 4 against. Ukaipa had a 10-5 edge. And Alemany also with a 5-run differential. They've scored 15. They've given up 10. Capistrano Valley has had the hardest luck so far in the tournament. They had only scored 1 run through 2 games while giving up 12 against Ayala and Foothill. Here's a line drive to center field. It falls in front of Curiel. Navarro will be held up at third. And that's the first base hit of the ballgame from the number 9 batter, Cade Hart. And with runners on the corners, back to the top of the order we go with Aiden Espinoza. Good approach with 2 strikes there. He was down 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Hart's able to put it right back where it came from and into center field. And the Oilers now have something cooking, looking to get right back into it here. Aiden Espinoza coming up. He struck out looking his first time up to open up the ball game. Now he's got a good RBI opportunity in front of him. Romero playing close to the second base bag at the shortstop position, and Santos will throw it over to first. Nothing doing there, as sliding back in safely is Cade Hart. Again, don't sleep on this Huntington Beach team. They can find a way to get on base and put up runs. Benji Madur has said they might not have the power that they did in years past, but they're going to try and hit line drives and move people around this year. It's a different look to the offense. As that pitch misses outside to the left-handed Aiden Espinoza, the count is 1-0. That doesn't mean, however, they can't put up hits in bunches and have some crooked numbers on the scoreboard. Santos looking over at first, fires to the plate. Swing and a miss, took something off it there, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Aiden Espinoza, 5'11", 175 pounds, also listed as a left-handed pitcher. He's verbally committed to UCLA. He and Ralphie Velasquez, the 2 marquee names in the order who return for this 2022 season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curiel trying to stay warm in center field. Here comes the pitch, and that one's inside, 2-1. Outfield playing straight up here for Espinoza. Again, Romero playing a bit closer to the second base bag. They'll look to turn a double play here if they can. In fact, that's what they hope for here with 1 out. Santos looks over at first, out of the stretch, 2-1. And this one fouled off to the left-hand side. It's 2-2. On deck is Brian Trujillo. And if it gets past him, Ralph Velasquez in the 3 spot would be due up in this inning as well. 2 runners on. Navarro walked, stole second base, got to third on a line drive single by Cade Hart, who was over at first. 2-0 Orange Lutheran, but the Oilers are threatening here with one of their better hitters up at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Santos looks over at first. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses outside. It's 3-2. Again, Santos struck out the first 6 he faced. He struck out a 7th here in this inning for the lone out, but Huntington Beach has gotten to him. Be interested to see if the long wait affected him coming out into this inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that one is inside. Bases loaded here for Huntington Beach. Brian Trujillo now with the opportunity, and Oliver Santos has got to start throwing strikes. Nowhere to put him here. Trujillo 0 for 1. He struck out swinging back in the second inning. And he comes off a performance in which he went 1 for 4 with a run scored and 2 runs batted in. Defense still hoping for the double play here. Romero comes in to hold the runner at second. Miranda playing slightly ahead of the runner at first, and at third, Casey Borba about even with the bag. Here's the pitch. It's on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-1. Orange Lutheran scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the second inning. They left the bases loaded with 2 outs. Huntington Beach here in the top of the third has the bases loaded with 1 out. And a base hit could tie things up. Here comes the pitch, and this one is fouled straight back. That'll get out of play. The count is 0-2. Ralph Velasquez on deck, hoping for an opportunity here. Santos desperately looking for a ground ball here to try to turn a double play. Playing deep at second base is Chase Cummings. Romero a bit more shallow at short. Casey Borba has backed up a little bit at third. Here comes the 0-2. That one misses a bit low and inside. It's 1-2. Tough pitch to lay off of there for Trujillo, but he does so, and he's awarded another opportunity. Already you can feel the tension here in this game. And that's a testament to just how good these two programs are. Santos getting his first taste of it here. It's not really a rivalry, but given how many times they play each other and the fact that they used to play each other almost every year, it kind of has that feel to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one bounces in, 2-2. Trujillo not fooled by the breaking ball there, and Carson Bowen, a key block behind the plate, keeps the runner at third. This game already a little over an hour old here, and we're just in the top of the third. Oilers have loaded up the bases. 1 out here in the top of the third. Lancers lead 2-0. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Santos. Bloop shot over towards a shallow right. A diving catch made by Cummings, and that's going to keep the runners at their bases. What a play there by Chase Cummings to save a run, at least for now. And that'll be the second out of the inning, as Eric Borba is going to head out and have a chat here with his pitcher in the infield. And the bases will remain loaded here for Huntington Beach. Full extension, Chase Cummings. And he's able to snag it out of the sky and keep this a 2-0 ball game for the time being. It's a quick visit here for Borba just to calm everybody down. Santos and Bowen will stick around, have a few extra words. A tap on the hip there from Bowen before he heads back to the plate. And it's Ralph Velasquez who will head up with 2 outs and the bases loaded. So close was that to bringing this to at least a 2-1 ball game, but Chase Cummings tracking it all the way, lunging for it, and then falling to the grass as he hangs on for out number 2. Here comes the pitch from Santos. Check swing. Did he go around? No, says the field umpire. It's 1-0. Velasquez 0 for 1. He too a strikeout victim back in the first. If anything, the Oilers have made Santos throw a lot of pitches here in this inning and will likely see the bullpen sooner than they would have otherwise. Here comes the 1-0. That one a slider, misses low. Another key block there by Bowen, who keeps it within arm's reach. Or just a step or two, I should say, but that keeps the runner at third. We're here in the top of the third. Brad Navarro led things off with a walk. He reached second on a wild pitch, and then third on a single by Cade Hart. Hart moved to second on a walk by Espinoza, who is currently over at first. 2-0. In there. Called strike, 2-1. A pitch that Santos had to have. He did not want to fall behind 3-0 against a guy like Velasquez. 1 for 4, a run, and an RBI for Velasquez against Redondo Union. Again, it was a 5-1 victory for the Oilers that brought him even at 1-1 on the year. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and this one popped up foul and out of play to the left. The count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If a run does come around to score and Velasquez keeps the inning alive, Dean Carpentier, the shortstop, is on deck here for Huntington Beach. They've sent 6 men to the plate, Velasquez being the 6th. Wide stance, he bends the knees, twirls the bat over the left shoulder as he awaits the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. This one just tipped foul straight back. The count remains 2-2. Trying to challenge him with a fastball. Velasquez just missed it. In the bottom half of this inning, Orange Lutheran will send up the 3, 4, and 5 batters. Mikey Romero to lead things off. Question is, will they still have a lead when it gets to that point? Velasquez trying to say no. Santos looking to close it out. 2-2 with 2 outs. A check swing. Did he go around? Looks like they're going to say no. Now they check to the field umpire. He too says no. Boy, they thought he did. It's now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bowen and Santos really thought they had him there. Velasquez did just enough to hold up, and now it's a full count. You got to throw a strike here. Nowhere to put him. Runners everywhere here for the Oilers. 2 outs, top of the 3rd. Santos has his sign. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. Velasquez goes down, and Santos is out of the inning. You got to throw a strike here. Nowhere to put him. Runners everywhere here for the Oilers. 2 outs, top of the 3rd. Santos has his sign. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. Velasquez goes down, and Santos is out of the inning. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Friends, while we have a moment, we'll remind you, keep competing with McDavid, a proud sponsor of OLU Baseball. McDavid specializes in sports medicine, protective gear, and recovery items. Are you in need of ankle braces, knee supports, compression, and more? Then visit McDavidUSA.com and use promotion code OLU15 and receive 15% off your purchase. Once again, that's OLU15 and receive 15% off your purchase from McDavid. Already feels like a playoff atmosphere here at the Great Park in Irvine between 2 well-respected programs. Huntington Beach and Orange Lutheran both leaving the bases loaded in the last 2 half innings. Orange Lutheran did push across 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, and they kept the Oilers off the scoreboard in the top of the 3rd. Mikey Romero will lead things off here as Ben Jacobs makes his way back to the hill here for the Oilers. Nathan Percy here with you from Irvine. A chilly night once again. It has been for most of the week as Jacobs fires a curveball in there for a called strike on Romero. The count is 0-1. Romero 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his first time up. Seen a lot of that from him so far in the first few games this season. He's gotten ahead of the pitch and has grounded it towards the first baseman. As this curveball also in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Couple of curveballs trying to go backwards on him here in this at-bat. Romero, the left-hander with the open stance. The LSU signee is the 0-2. This one a sharply hit ground ball to second. Picked up on a backhand there by Trujillo. The throw to first is true, and Romero is retired for out number 1. He is hitting him on the ground, but they are moving fast through that infield as Trujillo had to get on his horse toward the second base bag to backhand that one and then make a strong throw over to first. 1 out. Martinez will be the next man up. Gabe Miranda also due up in this inning. Brian Martinez walked and later came around to score in the 2nd inning. He was the first man to reach base for either side here tonight, and the right-hander set to go. Here comes the pitch, and this one misses low and inside. It's 1-0. Coming off a 2 for 3 performance is Brian Martinez. Again, he reached base in all 3 plate appearances. The last one he reached on an error. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Big swing there for Martinez, and the count evens out 1-1. From Paloma Valley High School, he transferred before his junior season, now a senior. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses low. It's 2-1. He's a mainstay now, it appears, in right field. That was Max Andiel's spot last year, but Martinez has a firm grip on it now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ben Jacobs kicks and deals. Here's the pitch, and that one misses a bit low as well. It's 3-1. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the third, a 2-0 Lancer lead. Martinez has walked once. He's a ball away from doing it again. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and this one is upstairs. And for the second time in as many innings, Martinez has walked here and will head to first base. One thing that Benji Madore did say before the game when asked about the challenges that Orange Lutheran brings to his team, the first word he used was patience. They're very patient, whether it be at the plate or on the mound. And certainly they have been. It started last year. There was a lot of patience displayed by those hitters last year. And it certainly has trickled over here into the 2022 season. A curveball from Jacobs is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 here on Gabe Miranda. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second inning. The lefty employs an open stance as this one is lifted into shallow right center. Coming in for it and making the running catch is Nick Duminal. He dropped it on the transfer. That will count as an out as Martinez makes it back to first. Otherwise, there might have been a play there. But either way, Miranda is out number 2 here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up Richard Tejeda. Tough play for Duminal, who was playing a little back and had to come in to make that one. That pitch looked more like it was maybe even golfed a bit there by Miranda as it was down in the zone. He was still able to pull it over towards right field. And Tejeda will try to keep the inning going here. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, takes a first pitch low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Martinez over at first. The Lancers have drawn 4 walks so far here tonight against Ben Jacobs. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. This one fouled off into the screen straight back to the right, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Key for both of these coaches was to eliminate the free passes. 4 for Huntington Beach so far, and 2 for Santos in the top half of this inning. Obviously for the Lancers, the challenge for Huntington Beach is they're just extremely well coached and well balanced as well. They always have good pitching and good fundamentals. And again, that offense, you never know when it can strike, so the Lancers have to maintain focus through all 7 innings here tonight. That's what Coach Borba's looking for. As Tejeda gets ahead of the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Designated hitter tonight. It's his first start here in 2022. The 2-1, that one misses low. And again, Tejeda now up 3-1. Second 3-1 count we've seen from Jacobs here in this inning. Shortstop Dean Carpentier playing on the lip of the outfield grass. A little bit more shallow is Brian Trujillo at second base. The outfielders playing straight up. Martinez will head back to first as Jacobs gives it a soft toss over to his first baseman, Colby Turner. Beautiful facility here that opened up in September 2018. Here comes the pitch, and this one a ground ball towards short. Picked up by Carpentier, and he bobbles it, trying to toss it to second, and everybody will be safe. Looked like he was going to underhand toss it to his second baseman, Trujillo, but it slipped out of the hand, and that'll give Orange Lutheran an opportunity with Ben Ryland at the plate and runners at first and second. First error of the ball game here for either side. And unfortunately, it goes to Carpentier here. So that allows Martinez to get to second base. Tejeda now at first. Ryland already with an RBI base hit earlier. He came around to score later in the inning. So Ryland 1 for 1. And again, Martinez puts himself in scoring position. It was a line drive to left center field just out of the reach of Espinoza. That brought Martinez home from second for the first run of the ball game. Here comes the first pitch from Jacobs. It's upstairs. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Martinez again on at second base for Ryland, this time with 2 outs, and this time with a runner at first as well. Ryland would later score on that squeeze bunt by Chase Cummings to make it 2-0. Here comes the 1-0. In there for a strike, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Oilers have the middle part of the order due up in the top of the 4th. It'll be Dean Carpentier, the shortstop, to lead things off. Jacobs, the left-hander, has his sign, the 1-1. Here it comes. And that one misses low. The count goes to 2-1. Boy, Ryland, Curiel, those two who are sophomores this year, they're so patient at the plate. They were so as freshmen last year, which was what was what was so impressive, as I get tongue-tied here. Did not swing at bad pitches, as this one misses outside. It's 3-1. And Ryland, even in the lineup now as a sophomore in a lefty-on-lefty matchup. That's how much confidence Coach Borba has in his abilities. Curiel as well, both of them left-handers, going up against a left-handed pitcher here tonight. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Here comes the pitch, and that one in there for a strike. It's full count, 3-2. Again, Martinez over at second, Tejeda over at first. Martinez reached on a walk, Tejeda on an error. And that's where we're at here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, back to the facility, the Great Park, opening in September 2018. 325 down the left field line, 362 to left center. This pitch is swung on and missed. That'll do it. We'll get to the rest of the dimensions at the start of the 4th inning as Ryland goes down on strikes. The Lancers strand 2, and they come up empty-handed here in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We are through 3 here at the Great Park in Irvine. It's 2-0 Lancers over Huntington Beach. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Top of the 4th we go here at Great Park. 2-0 Orange Lutheran over Huntington Beach as the Oilers will send up Dean Carpentier, Nick Duminol, and Colby Turner to face off against a relief pitcher here for the Lancers. As Oliver Santos' night is done after 3 innings of work, the Lancers will call to the bullpen and they will bring out Luis Rodriguez, our pregame guest here tonight. He will take over in the 4th. And we'll see what he can do against this Huntington Beach Oilers lineup. Again, Carpentier to lead things off. Duminol and Turner due up in this inning. If anybody gets on base, Brad Navarro. So just like in the opener, Santos goes 3 innings of work. He makes way for Luis Rodriguez, who has pitched 1 inning of work so far this season. Rodriguez, a 4-pitch mix in his 3rd season with the Lancers. And again, he went 7-3 last season with 73 strikeouts in 73 innings. Here comes the first pitch. It's swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-1. Carpentier 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the 2nd inning, and for Rodriguez, it's a cut fastball, a changeup, a curveball, and a slider in his repertoire. He and Carson Bowen, the battery mates, both going to TCU next year. Rodriguez, however, trying to lead this pitching staff to a dominant 2022 season. has had to wait his turn to start on the mound thanks to Mother Nature. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Again, he was on the mound and just about ready to start the bottom of the first inning here on Tuesday when a lightning strike struck just behind the left center field fence, and once he heard the crack of the thunder, he said, "That's it. I'm back to the dugout." Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Got him out in front of it. And Carpentier goes down on three pitches, to start off the top of the 4th inning. So Santos, in 3 innings of work, struck out 8 of the 9 outs. He also walked 2 and allowed a base hit. But again, 9 outs, 8 of them via strikeout for Santos tonight. And Rodriguez continues it here as the first pitch is off the end of the bat of Nick Duminal and fouled off to the right-hand side. Look out, Colby Turner, and the count goes to 0-1. Just in case your mind was drifting elsewhere, you've got your teammate there to foul one off in your direction and make sure you're paying attention. No balls, 1 strike. Luis Rodriguez transferred to Orange Lutheran before his sophomore season from St. John Bosco. 0-1 pitch, and that one's upstairs. The count is 1-1. Looked like a slider there that maybe came out of the hand a little bit early. Again, he goes on the mound with the mindset that he's going to be better than you. More often than not, it's paid off for him, as he led the Lancers pitching staff in quite a few categories, including strikeouts, and this one is swung on and missed even though it was in the dirt. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duminal, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. One for 2 with a run scored. He also reached on a walk 2 days ago against Redondo Union. He watches a slider bite away from him here, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Duminal checks in, 6'1", as we mentioned, just a hair under 195. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and this one a sharply hit ground ball right to Mikey Romero. Picks it up, gathers, throws to first, a bit offline, but Miranda's there to scoop it, and Duminal is retired for out number 2. Only the second play that the defense has been able to make tonight. Santos and Rodriguez to this point have made it easy for them. Colby Turner will make his way to the plate. The other defensive play was that fine lunging diving catch made by Chase Cummings in shallow right field to preserve the 2-0 lead. That was with the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Here comes the first pitch on Turner, and that one is a bit low. It's 1-0. Turner struck out as well. He struck out looking. A ball that was dropped, however, by Bowen, so he tried making his way down to first, and Bowen threw him out. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 1-1. That was the final of the 6 consecutive strikeouts for Santos to open up the ball game here tonight. Colby Turner steps back in. He's even in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. A junior at 6 feet, 190 pounds. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. Already plenty of swing and miss stuff here tonight from Luis Rodriguez. He is dialed in so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Trying to make it a quick inning here is the senior right-hander on the mound. Kicks and deals, 1-2. Swung on and missed. And Rodriguez has got 2 strikeouts here in a 1-2-3 frame in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Huntington Beach. We are halfway through this one. And Orange Lutheran with a 2-0 lead over the Oilers as we head to the bottom of the 4th. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Again, while we have a moment, established in 2002, veteran-owned and operated Innovative Career Resources and Staffing is one of Orange County's premier recruiting and staffing firms and a sponsor of Orange Lutheran Baseball. If you're looking for great people for your company or looking to make a career move, contact Innovative Career Resources and Staffing at 714-508-8255. 8620. That's 714-508-8620. And Jacobs back on the mound here for the Oilers as he will face off against Carson Bowen, Chase Cummings, and Derek Curiel here in this bottom of the fourth inning. Before we get there, Bellflower Collision, where quality is no accident, is an authorized repair shop for Norm Reeves Honda, the #1 Honda dealer in the world. Visit them at bellflowercollision.com. That's bellflowercollision.com. Two runs in the bottom of the second for the Lancers. That's the difference in this one so far as Ben Jacobs looks to get in his fourth inning of work. Bit of a struggle in the second inning. He also allowed 2 runners in the third, but was able to get out of it with a strikeout of Ben Ryland. And now he'll face off against Carson Bowen, who worked a walk in his first at-bat, should say plate appearance, and was stranded at second base back in the second inning. Jacobs, the first pitch, and a curveball misses inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Jacobs really with that traditional windup and delivery, takes the glove and the throwing hand, puts it over the head, over and behind the head, I should say, and then a quick kick and deal. Here it comes, and that one's inside as well. It's 2-0. Very efficient. Seems to like to work quickly as well. There is a right-hander warming up in the bullpen here in this inning for Huntington Beach. Here comes the 2-0. Popped up, this one out of play, and will land straight behind us, and the count goes to 2-1. Carson Bowen, we've seen a lot of potential with the bat. He's got some power to left field. He's got pull side power, as this one is a bit up and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. And again, regardless of how he's doing, always in a good mood, always has a smile on his face. Here comes the 3-1. Inside, works the walk again as he heads down to first, and the leadoff man is aboard here in the bottom of the fourth. So both Bowen and Martinez have each walked twice in the ball game, and Benji Madore is going to head out and have a chat at least with Ben Jacobs. He might be taking the ball from him here in this situation and taking it to the bullpen. And he will. He's seen enough. 5 walks tonight for Jacobs, and he exits with the runner at first. 3+ innings of work for him as a right-hander will take over on the mound. We'll step aside for a sec as he warms up. We'll tell you all about him in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. It's a 2-0 lead with nobody out and 1 on here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Great Park here in Irvine. As Huntington Beach makes a call to the bullpen, they will bring out a right-hander. Looks like it's going to be Jack Smith, a 6'4" senior, 210 pounds, who's committed to Cal State Northridge. Smith will try to keep this Orange Lutheran offense at bay. They've got a runner over at first and nobody out with Chase Cummings due up next. Do have one score to relay to you tonight, and that is that Alemany has fallen from the ranks of the unbeaten today. They went out to Redondo Union, and the Seahawks took a 6-0 victory over the Warriors as the Seahawks improved to 1-2. Alemany falls to 2-1, so that leaves us with 3 2-0 teams in this tournament. Orange Lutheran, J. Sarah, and Yucaipa. All 3 of those teams are currently here. 2 of those games might be over as long as they started at 6:30. Ours got off to a late start thanks to a high-scoring affair between Ayala and Gar this afternoon. As Chase Cummings steps in, he will be the first man to face off against Jack Smith. RBI squeeze bunt for him earlier in the ball game as this pitch bounces in. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Jack Smith and Ben Jacobs also both pitched in the opener against Alemany. Again, that was kind of the surprise of the day 1 action. Alemany with an 8-run inning. They ended up winning 11-7 at Huntington Beach High School. Poor Alemany's been on the road for all 3 of these games. This one skips away from the catcher. Ventimiglia throws down to second base, and Bowen slides in underneath the throw. Close play over there and a nice throw by Ventimiglia, but just a second, if that, too late, as Carpentier tried to apply the tag, but Bowen was able to slide underneath of it, and now the Lancers with a runner in scoring position. 2-0 the count here on Chase Cummings, and after him we head back to the top of the order with Derek Curiel. Smith, the 6'4" right-hander, has his sign out of the stretch, looks back at second base and fires to the plate. Fastball a bit upstairs, and it's now 3-0. Again, it's Ben Jacobs, Jack Smith, and Matthew Lopez, the 3 who are, or at least who were, looking to be the 3 starters for the Oilers this season. At last we heard, I believe Lopez is hurt. Not sure how long he will be out. Either way, Huntington Beach in good hands on the mound as Smith gets one in there for a strike to make it 3-1. Cummings, a slightly open stance, a right-hander. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Smith, and it's a full count, 3-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Lancers with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Huntington Beach had a prime opportunity in the top of the 3rd, and Santos was able to battle out of it. Smith has his sign out of the stretch. The payoff pitch on its way here to Cummings. Fastball, this one chopped off the front foot. And we'll try it again, 3-2. Derek Curiel on deck. In the hole is Casey Borba. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Lancers, both of them RBI base hits. One a line drive, the other a squeeze punt by this man at the plate, Chase Cummings. And all the action for Orange Lutheran comes from the bottom of the order so far tonight. Here comes the 3-2 once again. It bounces in, and Cummings will head down to first. A 7-pitch walk. And the first 2 have reached for the Lancers here in this bottom of the 4th. That's not going to make Medor any more, any happier in the bullpen. That is 6 walks now issued by the Oilers. And Curiel will step in. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He's got 1 of those free passes. He also struck out to open up the bottom of the 1st against Ben Jacobs. Smith watches Carson dancing over at second base. Here comes the first pitch. Curiel shows bunt, puts it down, and that will be foul as it bounces between the catcher and the home plate umpire and then goes underneath the umpire's legs. 0-1 the count. Boy, Curiel, how much was he missed late in the season last year? So many tools at his disposal. Line drive hitter, he's got speed. Plays great in center field. Patient at the plate, shows bunt once again. Let's see if he can lay one down. Here comes the pitch. He pulls it back. It's a curveball. No, they say he kept it around, and now it's 0-2. Curiel looking at the umpire like, wait, are you serious? But he will have to figure out how to battle back with 2 strikes on him now. 0-2 the count. He did hold it for a little bit of an extended period of time, but it did look like he tried to bring it back as the pitch was coming in. Bowen being held at second base by Carpentier. The bunt now called off here against Curiel. Here comes the pitch, and that breaking ball, pardon me, is low and inside. It's 1-2. Casey Borba waiting on deck. Third straight inning with multiple base runners here for Orange Lutheran. Smith has been out of the stretch since he came in. He walked the first man he faced. He's ahead of Curiel here, 1-2. Cal State Northridge signee has his sign, looks back at second base a couple of times. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. And Curiel goes down on strikes. It was dropped by the catcher, but nowhere for him to go. And that'll be the first out of the inning here for Huntington Beach. Big strikeout there for Smith. He needed that one. Now it'll be Casey Borba coming up next. Again, this park here, a symmetrical ball field. It's 325 down both the right and left field lines, 362 to the power alleys in both directions, and 400 to dead center. Little bit deeper in center than Hart Park. Everything else about the same. Smith looks back at second base. Carson Bowen moving around. Here comes the pitch. Borba watches that one in there for a strike. It's a breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. Again, this is the third season that this stadium has hosted high school games here. Orange Lutheran, prior to tonight, well, they tried to play one on Tuesday, but prior to that, they had one against La Mirada back in 2019. No, make that 2020. As the 0-1, Smith bluffs a throwback to second base. Orange Lutheran ended up winning that game 2-0 in what was likely, at least in my view, one of the most exciting games of that shortened season. Max Rajic out-dueling Jared Jones in that ball game. So Lancers went and won 2-0 to, at that time, improve to 2-0 on the young season. Jones now in the Pirates organization. Max Rajic will get his first start for UCLA this season on Saturday. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball. That one bounces in. Nice block by Ventimiglia, and the count is 1-1 strike. Speaking of, quite a few collegiate Lancers making their starts to the 2022 season. We'll run down the list of them in just a little bit. 1-1 strike. Smith, the pitch. Breaking ball in there. Called strike. It's 1-2. One of those Lancers all the way back from the 2017 season. Tristan Hanoyan playing for Concordia University this season. I believe this is his final year of eligibility. He's bounced around a little bit. He was at Oregon for a season. Originally was committed to TCU, played there for a season, came back to play community college ball. As this one is swung on and missed by Borba, he goes down on strike. So after walking the first man he faced, Smith has come back to K both Curiel and Borba. Now it's Mikey Romero with 2 outs who will try to bring a run home here in the bottom of the 4th. Carson Bowen remains over at second base. Over at first is Chase Cummings. They both walked. Mikey Romero 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out to first and he's grounded out to second. Smith has dialed it in with the curveball so far. This time he gets a fastball past Romero and he gets ahead, no balls and 1 strike. Mikey Romero about 6'1". Good line drive power. He had a home run in league play last year at Santa Margarita. Here comes the 0-1. That breaking ball in there for a called strike, and Smith ahead 0-2. Smith trying to lock it down here. Fourth batter he's faced so far in the inning. He's struck out 2 and he's walked 1. Romero slightly open stance, bends the knees just a little bit, twirls the bat as he waits for Smith to come set. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and this curveball bounces in. Nice block by Ventimiglia that keeps Bowen over at second, and the count goes to 1-2. Again, Alemany has gone down tonight. They are now 2-1. Jay Serra, Ukaipa, and Orange Lutheran, the only remaining 2-0 teams, and the other 2 games here at Great Park very well might already be over. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Smith looks back at second base. There go the runners. This one popped up left side of the field in foul territory, and it looks like it will be the third baseman, Ralph Velasquez, making the catch. And Smith gets out of trouble here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base as the Lancers go down quietly here in the bottom of the 4th. We are through 4 here at Great Park here in Irvine, and the score, Orange Lutheran 2, Huntington Beach nothing. This is Lancers baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Top of the 5th inning we go here at Great Park. It is 2-0 Orange Lutheran over Huntington Beach as the Oilers will send up the 7, 8, and 9 batters to face off against Luis Rodriguez. It'll be Brad Navarro, Antonio Ventimiglia, and Cade Hart due up in this inning. They had some success against Oliver Santos their first time up back in the 3rd, and they'll look to do it again here as Rodriguez cruised through the top of the 4th with 2 strikeouts and a ground ball out to short in his second full inning of work here in the 2022 season. He is back out there for at least 1 more here tonight as he is just about set to go. Another interesting score out in the side field here tonight. Ukaipa and Chaminade tied at 3 in the top of the 6th. As Ukaipa looking to stay among the unbeaten here in the PBR Spring Classic. We still don't have an update yet from Jay Serra and Foothill. Have not had a chance to listen in on the call from Steve Granado, and neither of those teams appear to be scoring their game live on Game Changer these days, so we'll have to keep looking for that as Brad Navarro steps in. First pitch coming in from Luis Rodriguez is a bit low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to recall here if Navarro batted right-handed against the left-handed Oliver Santos. This one in there for a called strike on the outside edge. The count is 1-1. Navarro is looking for his first official at bat tonight. In his first plate appearance, he walked, reached second on a wild pitch, and then was stranded at third as the Oilers left the bases loaded in the top of the 3rd inning. This breaking ball settles back into the strike zone, and it's 1-2. Brad Navarro, the junior designated hitter, 5'10", 165. Bends the knees at the plate, has got an open stance from the left-hand side, holds the bat handle about shoulder high. As Rodriguez resets here with Carson Bowen. The 2 battery mates have worked for 1 full season together. Couple of off seasons together. Here comes the 1-2. That fastball is a bit low. It's 2-2. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for Orange Lutheran, no runs on 1 hit and 1 error for Huntington Beach through 4 innings of play here tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed as Navarro goes down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Rodriguez tonight, and with 1 out, nobody on, it'll be Antonio Ventimiglia due up next.
Number 19, Antonio Ventimiglia.
So Lancer pitchers are finding it here against Huntington Beach tonight. 8 strikeouts from Santos and now 3 from Rodriguez, already 11 on the night. As the right-hander deals with Ventimiglia, first pitch is outside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. It was interesting to see that Lancer pitching in Game 1 against Gar had 13 strikeouts and no walks, and then in last night's game against Ayala, it was completely different. 8 strikeouts and 8 walks against Ayala, a game that the Lancers had to walk off with a 4-3 victory. They also hit 4 batters. Keep in mind, too, a couple of those Lancers are making their varsity debuts as well, so nerves definitely could be an issue, and head coach Benji Medor for Huntington Beach said the same of his squad as the 2-0 pitch comes in, and that one's in there at the knees for a strike. It's 2-1. Guys like J.D. Rodriguez, Jordan Cole, both making their debuts. Pretty good appearances as this one is inside. 3-1 here on Ventimiglia. J.D. Rodriguez did only last 2/3 of an inning. Jordan Cole went 2 before he ran into a little bit of trouble. And Evan Miranda, who was called to pitch more than an inning in relief, ran into some trouble last night as well. Here comes a 3-1. Line drive, base hit down the right field line, and that will chase the right fielder into the corner. Ventimiglia stutters around first. Now we'll head to second. He'll be safe as the Oilers have a leadoff, or pardon me, a 1-out double here in the top of the 5th. More than an inning in relief, ran into some trouble last night as well. Here comes a 3-1. Line drive, base hit down the right field line, and that will chase the right fielder into the corner. Ventimiglia stutters around first. Now we'll head to second. He'll be safe as the Oilers for Cade Hart. This part of the lineup after that base hit now 2 for 4 so far tonight. Hart is 1 for 1. He's got a base hit back in the 3rd inning. Good at bat there for Ventimiglia. Got ahead of the count 3-1 and took advantage. Good opposite field hitting as well as he stands at second. 2-0 Orange Lutheran, but now Huntington Beach once again trying to put a run up on the board at least. Here comes the pitch from Rodriguez in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The other thing to factor in, too, what the pitching is when you start games against other teams that are ranked highly in Southern California, that ups the pressure as well. You want to do as best you can. Sometimes you overthrow or get a little too excited as that pitch misses low and away. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike, and we certainly saw that, at least for Orange Lutheran, with a couple of those making their varsity debuts, pitches being left up in the zone. But again, they have been able to withstand that and come out with a pair of 1-run victories. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball there, and Cade Hart is down 0-2. Pardon me, 1 ball and 2 strikes, my mistake. 1 out, top of the 5th inning. Ventimiglia over at second base, and on deck is Aiden Espinoza as Huntington Beach looks to turn the lineup over. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tried to check it, but went around on a breaking ball there. Cade Hart becomes strikeout victim number 4 for Luis Rodriguez, and that will bring up Aiden Espinoza. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 5th. Huntington Beach looked like for a moment they thought about sending out a pinch runner, and they will now. It was just the wrong one. As Ventimiglia heads back to the dugout, Jet Burden will head out there to run for him. I'd have to assume he's the younger brother of Jag Burden. who spent 4 years on varsity here at Huntington Beach and was a major contributor over the last several seasons. Aiden Espinoza now at the plate as they put more speed on in scoring position. A base hit likely would push across a run. This one a ground ball towards the right side. Miranda handles it. He'll take it himself. And once again, the Lancers get out of the inning unscathed as the Oilers put a runner in scoring position but can't advance him past second base. They go down empty-handed. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 4.5 here at Great Park. It's still 2-0 Orange Lutheran over Huntington Beach. This is Lancers baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Friends, if you're looking for a summer high school level baseball program, join the Tustin Scorpions, whose focus is to help you get ready for your next high school season with 3 practices per week and weekend games. Join the Scorpion family. Once again, that's the Tustin Scorpions. And do you need parts for your car? Why pay more? Shop Clark's first. Since 1976, Clark's stocks all the parts you need for your import, domestic, and European vehicles. Radiators, brake pads, starters and alternators, oxygen sensors, shocks and struts, and all the fuel injections parts, plus a whole lot more. Name brand parts at discount prices. Come in or shop online at www.clarksap.com. And remember, at Clark's, we discount the discount. That's clarksap.com. I'd like to say a thank you once again to all of our sponsors of Orange Lutheran Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jack Smith back on the mound here for the Oilers. He'll face off against Brian Martinez, Gabe Miranda, and Richard Tejeda, 5, 6, and 7. 4, 5, and 6 in the Lancer order. This part of the order has gone 0 for 4 so far tonight. Couple of strikeouts. Tejeda reached on an error, a fly ball out by Miranda, and Brian Martinez has walked twice so far tonight. This will be his first plate appearance against the right-handed Jack Smith, however. So he will see a different look to open things up as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Again, a couple of scores in. Redondo Union knocked out Alameda by a final of 6-0. The Seahawks now 1-2 on the year. Alameda 2-1. And of course, the game that we saw earlier, all knotted up at 3 between Yucaipa. Yucaipa and Chaminade. I don't know why I couldn't think of that off the top of my head quickly there. It was 3-3 in the top of the 6th. Yucaipa trying to stay unbeaten as Martinez watches the first 2 outside the zone, and the count goes to 2-0. Ryan Martinez, Long Beach State University commit. Another one that came by way of the Inland Empire, Mikey Romero coming from Vista Murrieta. Martinez from Paloma Valley. The two knew each other. Takes a swing and a miss at a 2-0 pitch, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the offering from the 6'4 Smith. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Well, Martinez has had a couple of good games reaching base tonight, and of course last night he reached base. Actually, he's reached base in 5 consecutive plate appearances in those 2 games. Here comes the 2-2, and that one's outside. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 hits, 2 walks, and he reached on an error. In the opener, he went 0 for 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and I jinxed him. Swing and a miss there as he goes down on strikes. Smith collects his 3rd strikeout in an inning and a third. My apologies to Martinez as he heads back to the dugout. And with 1 out, nobody on, it'll be Gabe Miranda due up next. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly ball to shallow right for Miranda here tonight. Again, he will deal with Smith for the first time. Righty versus lefty matchup. This one hit high into center field. Coming in a few steps forward is Aiden Espinoza. He will camp under it and make the catch for out number 2. Pretty routine there for the junior center fielder. And with 2 outs and nobody on, that'll bring up Richard Tejeda. Espinoza just trotting in lightly as he came in and made sure that he kept a good eye on that one. Boy, Miranda has the ability to just launch it so high into the air from the left side of the plate as this first pitch curveball hits the dirt. Tejeda's ahead of the count, 1 ball and no strikes. And after that pitch, Ventimiglia will head out and have a chat with Smith while Tejeda takes a timeout with his head coach over on the third base line. 2-0 our score, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Those 2 runs scoring in the bottom of the 2nd for Orange Lutheran. RBI single by Ben Ryland, and then a squeeze bunt by Chase Cummings brought Ryland home from third base, as Orange Lutheran has had that score hold up over the last 3+ innings. Oliver Santos, another brilliant start. 3 innings of work again tonight. And he struck out 8 on the evening. He did walk 2 and he allowed a base hit tonight, all of that in the 3rd inning, but he did get out of a bases loaded jam as the 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike on Tejeda, and the count evens out 1-1. Rodriguez has since come in and has struck out 4 over 2 innings of work. He's allowed 1 base hit. It was a double. Here comes the 1-1. Check swing as this one hit the dirt. Did he go around? They will check down to first. He says no. It's 2-1. Orange Lutheran has had its chances to extend the lead. Twice they've had 2 base runners aboard. Here's a ground ball to second base. It's picked up there by Trujillo. Throw over to first is in time. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for Jack Smith. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 5 here at Great Park in Irvine. And the score, Orange Lutheran 2, Huntington Beach nothing. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Top of the 6th, just about ready to go here at Great Park in Irvine. Orange Lutheran with a 2-0 lead over Huntington Beach, as the Oilers will send up the 2, 3, and 4 batters. Luis Rodriguez out there to try for his 3rd inning of work here tonight, as Trujillo, Velasquez, and Carpentier are combined 0 for 6 so far this evening with 5 strikeouts. The only one to make contact and put the ball in play, shouldn't say make contact, but the only one to put the ball in play has been Trujillo. He popped out, or what looks like a pop out. It was a bloop shot that Chase Cummings made a brilliant lunging diving play on in the 3rd inning to keep the Oilers off the scoreboard. They had the bases loaded at that point. And Trujillo will try to get on base here. Right-hander struck out in the 1st, and again that big catch by Cummings robbing him of an RBI base hit in the 3rd. Now he'll try to put himself on base for the Oilers, looking for base runners to try to get a couple of runs home to tie up the ball game. Rodriguez has had other ideas, however. He has looked pretty good so far through 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Here comes the first pitch, and he starts off Trujillo with one on the outside edge. It's 0-1. That cut fastball has worked well. He's also mixed in the slider. Couple of curveballs tonight. No balls, 1 strike. Trujillo playing second base tonight. Rodriguez taking his time on the mound. Here comes the pitch, and that one again hits the outside edge. It's 0-2. 5'10", 180 pounds for Trujillo at the plate. He's watched a couple hit the outside edge, and now he's got a choke up on that white bat. Lefty Ralph Velasquez on deck. Rodriguez would love to face him without anybody on base. Here comes the 0-2. And this one is looped into center field. Good two-strike approach there for Trujillo. And he gets himself on base. Third hit of the ball game for the Oilers. And now Velasquez will head up with the runner on base, as Rodriguez, for just the second time tonight, will pitch out of the stretch. Trujillo went in the direction of Cummings once again at second base, but said, you know what, no, I'm not going to give you a chance on this one. Shallow center field on that softly hit line drive, but it doesn't matter. He gets to first base anyway, and now Velasquez will work with a man on. He had the bases loaded with 2 outs his last time up, and he ended up striking out against Santos to end the threat. Watches a first pitch on the outside edge to the left-hander to open things up. He's behind 0-1. 0-2 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Rodriguez looks over his shoulder at first a few times, fires, checks swing. No call from the home plate umpire. He checks the field umpire, who agrees. No swing, 1-1. Again, Velasquez, good size. He plays third base. 6'2", 225, and as we mentioned earlier, verbally committed to Arizona State University. He'll be a Sun Devil in a couple of years. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez looks over the shoulder at first. Another check swing. This one bounces in. Again, no call from the home plate umpire. It's 2-1. Benji Madore saying this game will be a good test for his team. Said last year they lived and died by the long ball. That will not happen this year. They have to keep the ball low. They hope to find holes and gaps here tonight. They've done it a few times. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball outside. 3-1 now here against Velasquez. That leadoff single perhaps having a slight effect here on Luis Rodriguez. He's now fallen behind in a good hitter's count here. Madore said for his offense they do need to stay patient at the plate, especially if they get ahead. Orange Lutheran is a good closing team, he said, as this one is tipped foul off the end of the bat and back towards the Oilers dugout. The count goes full 3-2. However, now perhaps a little bit of urgency here. Patience is still required here, even though you're down 2-0. You just want to get base runners first and foremost, and Velasquez in a decent position here, but now he's got to play a bit of defense. 3-2, nobody out, payoff pitch, and that one is called strike 3 on the outside edge, and Velasquez frustrated as he pounds the end of the bat into the turf as he heads back to the dugout. 1 out, 1 on, and that will bring up Dean Carpentier. Very rare to have Velasquez strike out 3 times in a ball game. Carpentier looking to avoid that same fate. He's 0-2 as he steps in. Big out there for Luis Rodriguez, who was down 3-1 in the count. And he came back and got him looking. Carpentier lowers his stance, shortens up the strike zone, but still sees a slider in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Dean Carpentier, 6'3", shortstop in his junior season. A lot of juniors on the team this year for head coach Benji Madore. Good number of seniors as well, but this program in a good position to have success this year and next year. Orange Lutheran's got a lot of young up-and-comers looking pretty good as well. This one off the end of the bat and foul to the right-hand side. The count goes to 0-2. Sophomore class for Orange Lutheran looking pretty good. When you factor in the pitching that they have as well, Ross Clark, who got the start last night, went 3 innings of work. Did not give up any runs. You've got Brady Strom in that mix as well. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, and the count goes to 1-2. And then, of course, you've got the 2 guys in the field, Ben Ryland and Derek Curiel. A couple years' time, they will be leading this program. Right now, about the seniors here, one of them on the mound trying to keep this 2-0 ball game. This one swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Luis Rodriguez. And that keeps the runner at first base. And with 2 outs and 1 on, Nick Duminal will be the next man to come up here for Huntington Beach. 6 strikeouts across 2 2/3 scoreless frames for Luis Rodriguez so far tonight. Again, you wonder how long you let him go if you're hoping to have him come back for Monday. But again, you do have a few days in between. First pitch on Duminal, swung on and missed. Took a little something off that one, a breaking ball, and the count goes to 0-1. Pretty cool. You just saw a layer of lights go off at the fields just beyond the left field fence here at the stadium. Plenty of them still on in the distance, and of course the ones to our right where the other 2 fields are still on, as this one is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Brian Trujillo over at first. He led off with a single on an 0-2 pitch. And the next 2, Ralphie Velasquez and Dean Carpentier, struck out. Rodriguez trying to do it one more time. The 0-2 here on Duminal, and that one is called strike 3 at the letters. So after allowing the leadoff base hit, Rodriguez strikes out the next 3. And again, he gets through the inning unscathed. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base for Huntington Beach. We are through 5.5. 2-0 the score. Orange Lutheran over Huntington Beach. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Well, friends, Brake and Tire Depot is a Lancer family-owned small business serving Orange County for 31 years. And they're proud sponsors of Orange Lutheran Baseball. Visit them at 1205 East 1st Street in Santa Ana for a special Lancer discount. Once again, Brake and Tire Depot. Visit them at 1205 East 1st Street in Santa Ana for a special Lancer discount. And baseball fans, are you ready for a front or backyard makeover? Premier Outdoor Builders can help you design and build a stunning front yard or backyard of your dreams. Trusted by Lancer families to handle their outdoor living needs, Premier Outdoor Builders can handle your next outdoor living project. From custom pools, patio covers, barbecues, fire features, hardscapes, and driveways, they will handle all your design and build needs. Find them on Instagram at Premier Outdoor Builders. And mention this ad when you call to get a free 3D rendering of your next project and have your deposit waived. Once again, find them on Instagram at Premier Outdoor Builders and mention this ad when you call to get a 3D rendering of your next project and have your deposit waived. That's Premier Outdoor Builders. So Jack Smith again on the mound here for the Oilers. Came on with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Came on with nobody out, He did walk his first batter that he faced, but he struck out 2 of the next 3 and got out of the inning unscathed, and then got a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll look to do the same here against Orange Lutheran in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Ben Ryland to lead things off. Carson Bowen and Chase Cummings due up in this inning as well, as the first pitch is taken for a strike on the inside edge, and the count is 0-1. Again, 2-0 is our score. Orange Lutheran has led since the bottom of the 2nd inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and this one a little further inside and off the plate. The count is 1-1. Again, Jack Smith, Cal State Northridge signee. He and Ben Jacobs will be the 2 premier arms for Huntington Beach this year as they once again do battle in the Surf League. This one popped up sky high. Looks like it might stay in the field of play. No, it'll get out of play and will likely hit the top of the building here behind home plate. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryland's got an RBI base hit and a run scored tonight. He's factored into both Lancer runs this evening. He is 1 for 2. He struck out in his second plate appearance and strikes out again here as Smith goes up the ladder and gets a swing and miss on a fastball. So Ryland down for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. And for Smith, that's strikeout number 4 in his 2 1/3 innings of work. That'll bring up Carson Bowen. Again, Bowen still looking for his first hit of the regular season, but he has walked twice so far tonight. First pitch, this one a ground ball up the middle, might get through. It's picked up by the shortstop, but no play over at first base as Carpentier had to get his footing first. Nice job by the junior shortstop to keep it in the infield, but Bowen does pick up that first base hit of the year as he lands himself over at first for the 3rd time tonight. And with 1 on and 1 out, Chase Cummings will be due up next. Boy, how about the bottom 2 in the lineup here for the Lancers? Actually, we can even add the bottom 3. Ryland, Bowen, and Cummings have now reached base in 6 of their 8 plate appearances. That'll get the job done when you want to turn the lineup over as this fastball bounces in. Bowen thought about going to second at first, but went back to the first base bag after Ventimiglia found the baseball. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bowen 1 for 1, a single and 2 walks. Chase Cummings 1 for 1, a squeeze bunt in which he reached first base safely and a walk back in the 4th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped foul straight back. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase Cummings, a couple of older brothers who played baseball at Corona Santiago High School. They were Sharks. He's a Lancer. One of them playing in the San Diego Padres minor league system. And again, he had a penchant for clutch hitting last year as Smith will step off the rubber. Carson Bowen was doing some moving around over at first base. 1-1 our count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 the lead for Orange Lutheran. Cummings playing second base tonight. His 2nd start of the year. Smith will fire over to first, and Bowen slides back in safely. Derek Curiel on deck. If the inning extends further, Casey Borba would be due up after him. Smith out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch, and that breaking ball just tails a bit outside. It's 2-1. Interestingly enough, the bottom of the order has been on base pretty much all night. The top of the order still struggling a little bit. The top 3 in the order are a combined 0 for 8 tonight for Orange Lutheran. Derek Curiel reaching base on a walk in the 2nd. The only time any of those 3 have been on base tonight. 2-1, here's the pitch, and this one again fouled straight back. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cummings has been trying to get a hold of that fastball, has not been going after the breaking stuff from Smith so far here in this at-bat. Top of the 7th for Huntington Beach. They will send up the 6, 7, and 8 batters. We'll see if we get any pinch hitters from head coach Benji Madore. Good to see the Oilers again. We've had them on our air for years. They've always been great supporters of us, and we always enjoy being able to call their baseball games. As this one is dropped by Ventimiglia. Going to second base is Carson Bowen, and a runner in scoring position here for the Lancers as the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Orange Lutheran with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, looking for an insurance run as Chase Cummings steps back in. Again, this program, this Huntington Beach program, they just do things the right way, and when they play loose, as you do down in Huntington Beach, they tend to have success, just like here with Smith on that fastball. He powers it past Cummings, who swings and misses, and that'll be the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 6th. 5th strikeout for Smith. And with 2 outs and a runner at second base, it'll be Derek Curiel due up next here for the Lancers. Smith, the 6'4 right-hander, looking back at Bowen at second base. Bowen has reached second base all 3 plate appearances tonight. 2 walks and a single, and this time around he gets to second on a pass ball. First pitch is chopped foul by Curiel, and the count goes to 0-1. Couple of strikeouts, bookending a walk in the second inning for Curiel. First time up since the 4th inning. 1 hit on the year, chokes up a bit on the bat. Here comes the 0-1. It bounces in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Things have quieted down a little bit here in Irvine after an exciting first few innings in which both teams were getting runners on base. Huntington Beach looking for 1 final out to give themselves 1 more chance at getting back into this one. 2-0 the score. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. Curiel looked like maybe a late decision to swing on that one. As it tailed inside, the count 1-2 with 2 outs. Holding the runner at second is Dean Carpentier, but Smith seems to be focused on Curiel at the plate here. Casey Borba on deck. Both teams with 3 hits to this point. Here comes the 1-2. There goes the runner. This one bounces away from the catcher, and they're going to say it hit Curiel. Got him on the foot there as it bounced away, and Bowen will head back to second base. That'll put 2 runners on here for Borba. As that curveball just came in a little bit too far for Smith, and now the Lancers with a couple of base runners. For Huntington Beach, we mentioned it earlier, 6 walks and now a hit batter. Otherwise, the Lancers, in terms of hits, have not done a whole lot here tonight. They've gone off to a slow start this season. They came in with a .224 batting average as a team through 2 games. Smith looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. That one misses low. It's 1-0. But when you've got defense and pitching the way that they've had over the first few days, you can still find a way to win ball games, although I don't think that's a recipe that Coach Borba is going to want to continue to work with as the season goes along. 1 ball, no strikes. Smith looks back at second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside, 2-0. Looked like he was in control with Curiel, and then that curveball came in and hit him, and now all of a sudden he gets behind Borba here. Casey will be looking for a pitch in the zone. He doesn't want to fall behind 3-0. Carpentier playing deeper at shortstop here with the right-hander at the plate. Smith looks back at second base. Here comes the 2-0. Fastball bounces, gets away from Ventimiglia. Both runners will advance, and Orange Lutheran will have 2 runners in scoring position here and a 3-0 count on the number 2 batter, Casey Borba. So a couple of pass balls here have allowed Bowen to go from first to third, and now Curiel to go from first to second. Now if Borba gets a base hit, it could potentially bring home 2 with the speed that Curiel possesses at second. Big moment here for Smith. He's got to find a way out of this. 3-0 the count. Here comes the pitch. Check swing, and it's in there for a strike, 3-1. Looked like it would have been called a strike anyway, as it was about at the knees, maybe a little above. 3 balls and 1 strike here on Borba. On deck is Mikey Romero. A walk would load the bases and would put an out at any base if Romero were to hit a ground ball. Smith, here comes the 3-1, and that breaking ball misses outside. Borba will walk down to first, and with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the bases are loaded, with arguably the Lancers' best hitter coming up to bat. 7th walk of the ball game here for the Oilers, and that will bring out the pitching coach for a meeting of the minds on the mound before we deal with Mikey Romero here. It's 2-0. The base is loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Great Park in Irvine. This is Lancers baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Well, while they meet on the mound, we'll remind you, baseball fans, have you imagined expanding your indoor-outdoor entertaining area to be that perfect place for pre- and post-game get-togethers? Then let B&W Windows and Doors assist you with all of your window and door replacement needs. They serve all of Orange County and surrounding areas while offering a premium custom product in a variety of colors and operations. Consultation is free and no obligation. Call them today at 714-941-9796 or visit their website, bwllco.com. That's B&W Windows and Doors. So Smith in a little trouble here. 2 outs, bases loaded. The runners will head back to their bags. It's Bowen at third. At second base is Curiel, and at first is Casey Borba. A single, a hit by pitch, and a walk have allowed all 3 on base here in this inning. And now it's Mikey Romero, 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of groundouts and a pop out to foul territory down the third base line his last time up. Looking to find a hit here. Here comes the first pitch, and this one is lifted out down the right field line, and that might find some grass. A diving effort there by Duminal, but he comes up empty. 1 run is home, 2 are home. Here comes Borba. It's a bases-clearing triple for Mikey Romero, and it's now 5-0 Orange Lutheran. Well, he was struggling all night, and he was due, and he comes up in a big situation here. There's the insurance that Orange Lutheran was looking for. And Mikey Romero finds it in the corner down the right field line. Give your tip of the cap to Nick Duminal. He tried everything he could to get there, just out of his reach. But the base is clear. Romero now at third. It's 5-0 Lancers. And now it'll be Brian Martinez to try to follow it up. He does, perhaps. This one caught by Carpentier over to first. Nice play there by the shortstop. At first it looked like that was going to go through and get in for a single, but Carpentier cuts it off and gets it over to first base in time for the final out of the inning. But the damage is done. A huge bases-clearing triple with 2 outs by Mikey Romero puts the Lancers on top 5-0 as we head to the top of the 7th inning for Orange Lutheran in the bottom of the 6th. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We are through 6. Here at Great Park in Irvine, it's now 5-0 Orange Lutheran, top of the 7th coming up in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Top of the 7th coming up here at Hart Park. It's 5-0 Orange Lutheran after a 2-out, 3 RBI triple by Mikey Romero. Blows it open here, and Huntington Beach has some work to do to try to get back into this one. 3 outs to play with, and they will be against Luis Rodriguez once again. He is out to close this thing out, and it looks like we'll have a couple of pinch hitters, or at least one here for the Oilers, as Tony Martinez, a sophomore infielder, is in the on-deck circle getting ready to go here. He will bat in place of Colby Turner. And it looks like Brad Navarro and Anthony Ventimiglia are due up in this inning as well. I mentioned Mikey Romero had been struggling tonight. That's probably not the right terminology to use. He had been hitting, he had a couple of hard-hit ground balls, and you just had a feeling if you got one in the air, some damage could be done. Finally got a bit underneath of one and was able to send it out to the right field corner, and he drives home 3 with his 3rd hit of the regular season. Mikey Romero has given the Lancers insurance, and now Luis Rodriguez will try to finish it off here and keep the Lancers at 3-0 going into Monday's action, and we'll see where they end up. The championship game is going to be played at 6:30 p.m. on Monday at Hart Park. If Orange Lutheran is deemed not eligible for the championship game, they would play, I believe, at 3 p.m. at Hart Park on Monday. That is the tentative schedule. So Tony Martinez steps in to face off here against Luis Rodriguez, who is out for his 4th inning of work. That one's in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. This part of the order, 1 for 6 on the night. Ventimiglia with a double. 1 for 5 on the night with Ventimiglia's double, the only base hit. Brad Navarro, who's on deck, earned a walk back in the 3rd inning as Rodriguez is even in the count 1-1 after a pitch low below the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Tied him inside, swing and a miss. 1-2. Rodriguez has been dominant in his 3 innings of work. 7 strikeouts tonight. He's allowed 1 hit, and he has also, he's allowed 2 hits tonight. A double and a leadoff single in the top of the 6th. 1-2, and that one just misses a bit low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Tony Martinez twirls the bat, waiting for the 2-2 opportunity. Here it comes, and this one is popped up, foul and out of play to the right-hand side. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. If anybody gets on base, Cade Hart, the number 9 batter, due up in this inning as well. Would be due up 4th if somebody gets on base. Rodriguez exhales, holds the glove about waist high. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And this one a curveball. This one dribbled towards 3rd, picked up by Borba. Throw across the diamond is in time for out number 1. The Lancers 2 outs away from a 3-0 start here in the 2022 campaign. 8 strikeouts for Santos, 7 for Rodriguez, 15 total in 18 outs. Now make it 19 outs for Huntington Beach this evening as Navarro steps in. He struck out once tonight. He's 0 for 1. Walk back in the 3rd inning. He was stranded at 3rd. First pitch from Rodriguez a bit outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Navarro batting left-handed. Struck out looking his last time up. Here comes the 1-0. This one a bit low as well. The count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Mikey Romero on the outfield grass. Chase Cummings at the lip of the outfield grass as well. The 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Low 90s for the cutter for Luis Rodriguez. Again, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup for him as well. 2-1 pitch. This one a ground ball, sharply hit. Diving stop by Borba. Throw over to first. He got him. Beautiful work at the hot corner by Casey Borba. He's 2 for 2 here in the inning. And the Oilers down to their final out in this one here as Antonio Ventimiglia will head to the plate. For a second there, I wasn't sure if Borba merely just trapped it or if he got in the glove, but then he got up and made sure it was in there. And a strong throw gets Navarro over at first for out number 2. So here comes Ventimiglia, 1 for 2, a double his last time up back in the 5th inning. So Rodriguez will work. Here's the pitch, and this one inside. Gets him to shy away from it with the upper body. It's 1-0. Cade Hart is on deck if Ventimiglia is able to keep the game going. 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Lancers, no runs on 3 hits, 1 error for Huntington Beach. Here's the pitch. Line drive, that gets through, and that's going to go potentially to the fence. Ventimiglia is going to round first and head to second base. He's not going to stop, he will stop there. And he will be 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles here tonight. That keeps the game going as Cade Hart will make his way to the plate. That one was hit hard on a line, and that goes to Benji Madur's thought about keeping the ball low off the bat. Good hit there for Ventimiglia, who finds himself on second for the second time tonight. Huntington Beach trying not to get shut out this evening. 5-0 the score. For Rodriguez, the third hit he's allowed in his fourth inning of work. Here comes the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Cade Hart is 1 for 2. He singled in the third inning and struck out in the fifth. Right-hander out of the 9 spot in the order, ready to go as Ventimiglia gets his lead over at second base. Rodriguez kicks and deals, swing and a miss. Trying to hold up but couldn't as that one was in the dirt. The count is 0-2. Again, Romero, the shortstop, in the outfield grass. So too is Cummings. Outfield playing pretty much straight up here. The Oilers down to their final strike in this one as Rodriguez kicks and deals, and that one misses a bit inside. 1-2 here on Cade Hart. On deck, if he continues the inning, is Aiden Espinoza. Two runs in the second and 3 in a crucial bottom of the sixth for Orange Lutheran tonight. Oilers have been stymied here by Oliver Santos and Luis Rodriguez. They've had their chances. Ventimiglia again on second twice tonight. They had the bases loaded in the top of the third and came up empty-handed. That was with 1 out as Santos was able to get out of that one with a pop-up and a strikeout. Hart calls for time. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Runner at second base. Rodriguez looks back at second, fires, and this one low. Tried to get a swing from Hart. He held up, and it's 2-2. Again, we'll have to wait and see how Ukaipa and Jay Serra did tonight. They were the only 2 other unbeaten teams as Alemany went down earlier today, 6-0 against Redondo Union. Here comes the pitch once again, and that one misses low. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Cade Hart. Ventimiglia gets his lead over at second. That hit for Huntington Beach, the 4th of the ball game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and the Lancers come away with a 5-0 victory here against Huntington Beach at the Great Park in Irvine. Orange Lutheran improves to 3-0, and they keep their hopes alive for a championship appearance here in the PBR Spring Classic. Rodriguez with the win tonight, and the loss goes to Ben Jacobs for Huntington Beach. Orange Lutheran, 2 runs in the second and 3 in the 6th. And they put it together here for a 5-0 shutout victory over Huntington Beach tonight. The Oilers drop to 1-2. And we will see what the schedule holds for both of these teams on Monday. But a good game here tonight. And the Lancers able to put it together for win number 3. We'll take a break here for a split second. We'll be right back with more. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Welcome back to the Great Park here in Irvine. Final score tonight, Orange Lutheran 5 and Huntington Beach nothing. Orange Lutheran improves to 3-0 on the season. Huntington Beach falls to 1-2. Your winning pitcher tonight for the Lancers is Luis Rodriguez. He ends up going 4 innings of work, allows no runs on 3 hits. He struck out 8 tonight, and he did not allow any free passes, no walks, no hit batters For Huntington Beach, the loss goes to Ben Jacobs. He went 3+ innings of work tonight, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, and walked 5. He struck out 4 tonight and allowed another on an error. Or the defense, I should say, allowed another on an error. Another rough go of it for Oilers pitching this evening. They did allow quite a few walks tonight. I believe 6 or 7 was the final count here, and they also hit a batter tonight. But more than anything, it was clutch hitting by Orange Lutheran that gave them the separation here tonight. It started in the bottom of the 2nd inning when the Lancers put Brian Martinez on base. He got into scoring position on a stolen base, and then the very next pitch, Ben Ryland singled into left center to bring him around to score. Ryland would later come around to score on a squeeze bunt by Chase Cummings that would make the score 2-0 Orange Lutheran in the bottom of the 2nd. In the top of the 3rd, well, that was Huntington Beach's best opportunity to put up runs. The Oilers loaded the bases with 1 out and had Brian Trujillo and Ralph Velasquez come up. Trujillo popped out, hit a bloop shot over towards second base. A brilliant lunging diving catch made by Chase Cummings saved a run as the runners stayed at their bases. And then Oliver Santos, who got the start tonight, got the strikeout of Ralph Velasquez to end his night and to end the threat. Huntington Beach coming away empty-handed with the bases loaded. Santos ended up going 3 innings of work, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, but he struck out 8 tonight. In fact, the combination of Santos and Rodriguez struck out 16 Oiler batters here tonight. A big difference in the ball game. Things stayed relatively quiet. The Lancers did get some base runners on in the 3rd and 4th, but couldn't advance them past 2nd. That is until the 6th inning when Jack Smith got into a little bit of trouble with 2 outs. The bases were loaded on a single by Bowen, a hit batter in Derek Curiel, and a walk to Casey Borba. And finally, Mike Romero was able to square one up and hit it down the right field line into the corner just out of the reach of Nick Duminal, and all 3 of those runners came around to score. That gave Orange Lutheran all the padding it needed as Luis Rodriguez, despite giving up a double with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, struck out Cade Hart to end the ball game. An exciting one here. Orange Lutheran have to think that head coach Eric Borba is going to be happier about this performance here tonight. Huntington Beach still has some things to work on, but we know that Benji Madore and his staff will get them in the right direction as they inch closer to Sunset Surf play. Once again, our next game will be Monday. My thought is, I don't want to predict anything, but given the performance tonight, my guess is that it'll be 6:30 p.m. at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran will play for the championship in the inaugural PBR Classic, or Spring Classic, I should say, but there's always the chance that Ukaipa and Jay Serra could meet for that championship as well, and Orange Lutheran could play at 3 p.m. at Hart Park on Monday. Stay tuned. We'll let you know as soon as we find out, but either way, Orange Lutheran will be in action on Monday, either at 3 or 6:30 p.m. at Hart Park. That'll be our next Lancer broadcast. Until then, that'll do it for us tonight. Once again, the final score from Great Park in Irvine, Orange Lutheran 5 and Huntington Beach nothing. I'm Nathan Percy. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Good night, everybody. So long.